1. Hey everybody, welcome to Stealthy Elf Productions. We are here to play a little Pathfinder 2nd Edition in our Heroes of Histaeria Sandsea Saga campaign. Before we hop in, let's just say a quick round of hellos to the players. Let's start with Hannah. We'll just go down.
I'm Hannah. I'm playing Paninia Knackle, our bard gnome character. And you can find me here on Stealthy Elf Productions, both on this campaign and over on the Unearthed Inheritance campaign, which is only off weeks of Sandsea. So we stream every Saturday night. Hope you tune in. Yeah, can't wait to get started. Popcorning to Luna. That would be nice.
Hey, Nigel, play Luna the Magus. You can also find me here playing Sandsea every 2 weeks, and also another campaign. The new system with Terra Magia. Magia?
Yeah.
Not yet. It's just
Got it.
Magic Earthbit in Spanish because
For
I
sure.
didn't want to make up name.
It's a Terra Magia.
It's got the built-in
Yeah.
trademark though.
Gotta roll that R.
It's got a built-in trademark, you're right.
And I'll go to Ali.
All right, everybody. Well, my name is Raul Alejandro Gonzalez Rodriguez, but you can call me Ali, and I'm playing Lycus, the Stratus Captain of the Merry Folk, and a monk summoner thing. I don't know. He does a lot, all right? He does a whole lot. And I'm today enjoying myself a little something.
All right.
And here's this.
All right, I'm Max. I'm be playing Ednor today, and it's going to be another exciting day as an exemplar. Hashtag blessed, and we'll see if we can get any new converts today. I'll popcorn on over to David.
Hashtag blessed. And
That's when you use hashtags.
That hashtag is going to lead to we're going to be in some weird places, guys. Guys, my name is David. I'm going to be your game master this evening. You can catch me here as the game master of Sandsea Saga, as well as the game master for Unearthed Inheritance. Sibling campaign to this one, same post-apocalyptic world. You also can catch me over at Tales Archived, where I play Whistle, the Hobgoblin Fighter, in the Known Realms Telesh campaign, and other things. Oh, you can also catch me here as a player too, also in Terra Magia. First session is out on YouTube, guys. Go check it out. Okay, friends. Anything we want to cover before we hop in? You guys want a question of the day?
Oh,
I
yeah.
would love a question of the day, but I
Question
also
of the
have
day.
a separate a question.
Sure.
Because we're doing social encounters, I'm assuming we're using the mechanic,
Influence.
whatever the fuck it's.
Ooh,
mechanic.
yes, the
Do we
Pathfinder influence subsystem.
Yeah. Do we know kind of what influence we're sitting at with these people, or is that like just a hidden thing for the GM? Just out of curiosity.
That will pretty much be indifferent to helpful. I would say Zepho is probably at this point helpful to you guys. Conroe, who's the leader, still fairly indifferent. And the rest of the tribe, you can assume, will probably be indifferent, but we'll cover
Is
that.
Is it per person or is it for the group? Because I don't know. I might.
That's
ruin
tricky. That's tricky. I had a feeling we would be doing something like this, so when we hop into it, I'll kind of break it down
Okay,
for you
got
guys. All right. But let's tell you what. Let's do the recap, and then we'll get to that stuff. And also, guys, sorry, I'm a little stiff today. Kind of tweaked my neck, so I'm also a little low energy because muscle relaxers will do that to you. All right, guys. So, in our last session, the Merryfolk pirates found themselves in the Misteel Savannah, a desiccated landscape where both nature and magic run wild. You followed a treasure map to a crater wherein two strange wisteria trees grew over whirlpools of sand and magic. It was here you first encountered the centaurs of the Voldine tribe. During this meeting, Ednor and Lycus induced a spill of magical energy that awoke the mutated bullet that slept within a nearby hollowed-out mesa. The battle was epic and violent. The bullet's power was undeniable, and its hide almost impenetrable. Your party and the centaurs worked together to valiantly defeat the great raging behemoth, and in the end, you managed to secure your treasure. You have been invited to the Voldine tribe's camp, where the Centaur hunters will finish dressing the kill, and possibly a celebration might accompany your evening meal. You've identified the treasures of the mysterious pirate booty. The spoils have been distributed. Edenor and Lycus bid luck and hope to the nameless pirate dubbed the Free One as you sail towards the Centaur encampment. So our adventure today is going to resume as you all have just arrived. You've been following the Centaur Zepho as your guide, but before you see a raised mound next to what looks like what is a drying watering hole. You can see the ground kind of doing that thing where it kind of like peels up and cracks out in the middle. On the far side of the watering hole, you see another long, flat mesa. And upon the mound that you are approaching, you see a nomad's camp. It's built with high fabric tents, shelters. There's a large central space that is mostly left empty and seems to function as a traffic walkway. The traffic in this camp is not only centaurs, but also terraphants. Terraphants are these elephant-like creatures. Well, they are pretty much elephants for all intents and purposes, except they are significantly larger, let's say about 20% bigger than your average elephant. And they've also got, instead of the classic long tusks coming out from either side of the trunk, you see that these guys have more of these triplet antlers that emerge from the forehead and kind of curl over. And yeah, your ship pulls in.
Triceratops.
Yeah, they're basically a triceratop elephant.
Triceraphant.
Yeah.
Triceraphant. So, my friends, that is the town that you are approaching. Landed it. And you guys, as you're coming in here, I don't want to pull you off the boat just yet in case you want to do or say any exchanges before you hop off. But once you do, we'll unpack this influence subsystem and we'll get to work with it.
Hey, Captain.
All right, guys. Just make sure we all know the plan. Pim, make sure they like us, because we're gonna fuck something up, and as long as the rest of them like us, we're good.
You got it, Cap.
Luna, if you're gonna ride the horse, ride it real good, but also try to find some tech, see what they got going on with their magic and their shit. Make sure we know what we're pulling in. And Edenor, I mean, evangelizing or what have you. Enjoy. That is your bread to break, I suppose. But if you could, maybe check to see kind of what their religious deal is. If we're bringing them into our territories, want to make sure they're not, horse supremacists. That'd be great.
Just takes a glance in the direction of wherever our goblin companion is.
Clink? Yeah, Clink is.
Yes,
Clink
I know.
Is in the midst of like,
I
putting
was
away things on a
here.
shelf or something, and just like a cold shiver goes up her spine.
We're slowly. We're planning to build a community that is expansive. There's going to be many religions, many beliefs, and if they're not ready for that, we don't want to bring any of that trouble with us. You know what I mean?
Sure. I'll make sure that they do the right thing.
Okay, but can you also make sure that they aren't bastards? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm asking for, man.
I also think Edmund
Certainly,
should be useful
Captain.
in, like projecting strength, because
Mhm.
I think you're kind of our strong boy.
You're the
So
muscle.
show them how muscle you are.
Yeah.
I
I
think
Bring
they'll
in the
respect
hot lady.
that.
I mean,
We have hot ladies.
one more thing. No, hopefully. One more thing. This is really important, guys.
Yeah.
Last time, we fucked up our hero pose. We have one more shot. Let's all leap off this boat and look hot as hell on the way down. What do you say?
That's a long
how
way to
high is
fall,
the boat?
Cap. Not all of
Yeah.
us. Not all of us can jump
You
past
put it
that.
as high as you
Can we
want. It's
go
your boat.
partially? Can we go partially down the ramp first and then hop off from there?
Sure. But Pim,
I'm
whoever
fine.
wants. Yeah, I'm fine too. Also, and I subbed my Eidolon. Whoever wants to ride him down, Pim, you can get your guitar out and rip some shit on the way down. And
That would be rather hot, as the
That's what I'm
kids say.
saying. Guys, come on. Are we in?
Let's fucking go.
Do we put our hands in the middle?
Yeah, hands in.
On.
And then, very folk.
Okay.
Very folk on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Mary Folk.
I didn't hear what you said.
I was like, what are we saying? I don't know what are we saying.
Did you say Fanto?
Oh, they're so dumb.
Looks like there's room for improvement there. Imagine, yeah,
We're almost there.
you guys are all on the deck. You put your hands in. Pim and Lycus are on sync. I mean, they pull it out, right? But Edenhor and Luna kind of look back to each other like, oh.
Oh yes.
We'll work on it. It's okay.
Is
All right.
Temerity around, by the way?
Yeah, Temerity can be around.
Okay. I want to have a quick discussion with Temerity.
Sure. Yeah, you find Temerity probably on the deck as well. I think everybody's pretty much on deck looking out over the camp. No one's, I think they might be awaiting orders like us about whether, to go ashore, stay on board. But Temerity is among them.
Perfect. So I'll go up to Temerity and just... Temerity, glad you are up here. I wanted to have a brief discussion with you.
My time is all yours, my lord. How can I be of service?
I think today I plan on heading down to, understand where the local inhabitants lay with their, I guess you could say, where their souls lie. So I want to make sure that we give them the good news. Were you planning on heading down as well?
If that's
Perhaps
if that's what, if
discuss-
you'd like me to, my lord.
That would be great. I think it'd be great if you went down and, had some discussions with the locals. I can be the more visible one of it, but I want you to, slowly nudge people in the right direction.
Oh, certainly. But just so you know, these folk here, they are followers of the god of the wilds, Fenrir.
Oh yes. Well, it wouldn't hurt to teach them about Tazra.
Indeed, my lord. I see where you're coming from. The truth must be shared.
Of course.
I
I'm glad that you understand what I'm saying. Thank you very much. All right. Best of luck, and again, don't ruffle any feathers. We want to, don't want to rock the boat per se, but still want to get our thoughts across.
I understand you 100%, my lord.
With a flourish of my cape, I'll spin on my heel and head back to the edge of the boat.
Okay.
All right, everybody. We're gonna go down first to make sure to set an example, and then in a little while you guys can join us. Do whatever the fuck you want. Don't cause a problem. Sound good?
Wait, Captain.
See you guys down. Oh, what's up?
I just wanted to.
For Lycus's little
Very much.
speech.
It's an applause.
Tim's gonna steal the applause.
It's a golf clap. It's golf clapping.
I said don't fuck it up. That's it.
No, I just wanted to say, I think it's really smart to form an alliance with these guys, and I hope you're successful. High five!
Yeah.
And I cast heroism when we touch hands. Get out of here, Edenor.
I just am trying to steal a high five. I just want to be included, guys.
I was
I got
suspicious.
you.
I was gonna do inside check.
So what does this do to me?
I cast heroism, which lasts for 10 minutes. So you're gonna have a good first impression. You tap into the target's inner heroism, granting a +1 status bonus to attack rolls, perception checks, saving throws, and skill checks.
Okay, hell yeah.
Nice, very good. Skill checks are going to come in handy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
we got 10 minutes though, so let's go impress some
Quick.
bitches.
As you guys
all right,
are-
well with that,
Yeah.
we're ready to jump off?
Yes.
I'm not jumping, but
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, I mean, you can ride the, I don't have a name to my soul, I guess.
Sully.
I'll think about this later.
That hit me late. That hit me so late.
And with that, I think I'm going to sprint off the boat and do that like where you're moving forward but do a backflip.
Hmm.
Oh,
You know what
cool.
I'm talking about?
Yep.
Forward backflip.
Oh, like a gainer.
yeah.
I think it's.
A
Yeah.
backflip
Okay.
that is
Hang on,
moving
we need
forward
some
as it's
epic
flipping
music
back.
then. Let's see. Okay. Lycus, you leap off the side of the deck. You know, a few quick bounding steps, and you jump over to the side. You jump over side. Who's next?
I'll jump off.
Ednor's jumping off too. All right, Ednor,
Yep.
how are you jumping off?
So I will essentially step up onto it with like my back to the edge, and I'll see the rest of you later. Off to do the Lord's work, and then just kind of fall back, kind of spin, and then just start gliding down, nestling fall. And as I am going down, is there a lot of people in the square or anything like that?
Yeah, I'd say that like all
I can see
eyes
it.
are on the ship at the moment. Like everybody in the camp
perfect.
is looking. It's like a good. It's not a huge tribe. I mean, like 20-something people maybe, and about another 10
Okay.
Terrafans or so.
So while I'm going down, I'm going to do flourishes with my cape, which causes a DC 25 check to cast Enthrall on anyone who can see the cape flourishing.
Okay, that is pretty much everybody in camp, as you clarified, and I confirmed. So I guess I should get some dice out. You need a DC what?
25.
DC 25. All right. Okay. Everybody, all eyes on you. Let's just say that.
All eyes on me. Any failure, critical failure?
Yeah, there's a critical failure in there.
Okay.
Oh,
They can't attempt to save to end the fascination if they disagree with me. So they're essentially all fascinated with me.
Wow.
So if
Perfectly
they
for the-
disagree with me in a speech, then they can roll a check. But
Wow, that's a fucking power play right out of the gate. Well, guys, don't forget. This is a good time to remind you. Don't forget to add your, starting hero point. Edinor, I'm gonna just give you one now out of the gate because that's cheeky as fuck. Luna, how are you jumping off?
I'm gonna go to the edge. It's gonna wait till the ship's around that 50 foot mark
Okay.
above ground. I'll stand on the side of the ship. Is Jane above here?
Yeah. Dr. Jane is
I'll-
at the railing, kind of notepad out and scribbling and looking at the group.
So if he's looking at us jump, I'll stand on the edge, turn around, make eye contact with him, squint, and just like hop off from there. And then when I'm within like 45 feet, I'll the ziggy hook attached to the ship, slow my fall, and then I do like a little what's the Black Widow movement where like unhook, little somersault land.
yeah.
Nice.
Super relaxing.
All right, Pim, what's yours?
Pam is going to, with her boots of free running, she's going to run. She's going to stand up on the railing of the ship and spread her arms wide and say, "The merry folk have arrived!" And then she summons her instrument. Let's see, this is going to be a hand harp.
Ooh.
And she's going to, with her boots of free running, run down the side of the ship and then jump onto the Eidolon wolf while she's playing these beautiful, like,
that's
just like
epic.
angelic sounds as we like float down to the ground.
That's epic as hell. Okay, well, guys, there is a skill for this, actually. There is a make an impression skill check. Let me see here. Where is that? Is that under?
Oh, so I can't just roll acrobatics?
So that's what I was going to allow you guys to do, though. You're basically going to make an impression. We're going to use those results, or how that breaks down. But you can substitute a skill of your choice. I think acrobatics is perfect for Lycus. Pim, I could see occultism
Performance.
or performance. Luna.
Probably similar
Acrobatics, yeah. Or even crafting, because you're using the Ziggy hook, too. If you prefer your crafting modifier, I would allow that. Edinor? Alright. I could even see, well, you have the enthrall, so I think that's that kind of counts for your role already. We'll say I'm
Okay.
gonna give you
Because it
gonna
gives
count
them a -2 on their checks, their skill checks.
on
when
their
they
skill
roll.
checks.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. No. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna kind of call this a group skill check. You know, you have a critical success to critical failure range. Edenor, using your spell, that's going to give you just one success, right? So
Okay.
you obviously don't have the opportunity for a critical success, but they did critically fail, so that still works out really well for you. So you get 1 point towards that. You've contributed 1 success to the group check so far. Let's see. Lycus, what'd you get?
Natural 19 on the die, plus my 15 for acrobatics, plus 1 for a skill check. 35
What about
for another-
heroism? Does heroism give you anything?
That's a
Heroism?
+1.
That's the plus 1, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the plus one.
Okay.
35.
I just wanna make sure I didn't get
That's a critical success. That's a +2 to your guys' success training right now. So you guys are at 3 success points. Luna, what'd you get?
Can I?
Yeah.
So
1 sec. Lycus, yeah.
I was just gonna ask. With it being a 35, can do the flip or whatever? But can like my coat come off like as I'm falling and then it lands back on me?
You can do whatever you want, man. With a 35, yeah, sure. 35, absolutely. Yeah, like
I love that.
Luna, what'd you get?
So I used the hero point
Okay.
because the first roll was a natural 1.
Starting off strong.
You know, these performance rolls, I've rolled 2, 3, and now a 1. So I used the hero point, and then on the opposite end of the spectrum, rolled a natural 20.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right.
Another critical
Overall,
success.
34.
Holy fuck. Okay, so then we
Damn, I thought
got.
I rolled well.
So we're up to 5. Okay. Pim, it's really hard to fuck this up, but go for it.
Tim got a natural 18 on the dice,
Nice.
plus 12 for a total of 30.
Okay. That's critical successes all around. You guys, this is as good as it fucking gets. Okay? So, the ship is kind of pulling up, kind of swooping in low. Pim, Luna, Edenor all standing on the railing, right? Pim, you call out the merry folk have arrived, right? The whole camp looks over as the ship kind of comes in. There's a kind of a rush of air that kind of washes over the camp as they look up, and there's the merry folk silhouetted in the sun. Edenor, you call out to the crew and you tell them you'll see him in a bit. Hop over the side as Luna, you kind of lock eyes with Malsum, offer your veiled threat. The two of you fall down as Lycus kind of hops over Pim, doing that backflip. The coat kind of splays out in the air, loops back on him as he kind of comes to the ground. And Pim, you drop down, you run down the side of the ship, front flip off, catch onto the Wolfie soul, and land. And you guys just boom. The whole town is just jaws on the floor.
I imagine like a Power Ranger situation where at the end, when everyone's down, there's like the explosions behind.
Yeah, the ship just explodes behind
Yeah.
you.
Kind of like. Oh, I thought it was gonna be fireworks.
It's double thumbs.
Ah!
There you go.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and cast ignition for the fireworks.
I was thinking the same thing, yeah.
You can both do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, ignition goes off. I don't need any rolls. These people are. It's hard for them to get any more enthralled. Well,
Oh my god.
huh. That's an impression, guys.
See, guys, now that's what I was hoping for last time. Good job, everybody. Good job.
That's pretty fucking baller. Hang on. So let's see. I had them at indifferent. I had confirmed they were indifferent. Let me just see. What is that? Because I think there's helpful. Nigel, can I put you on a task? Can you look up the moods for how people, approach you? What the ranks are? Because I think you guys, I don't know what's beyond helpful. Because I think these people are impressed. Yeah, I think they go from indifferent to friendly to helpful. I think is where they're at right now. This is a strong impression you've made. It's 2 degrees of success higher. Okay, awesome. Yeah, jaws are on the floor. You see, even the Terrafants are kind of, taken aback, stomping nervously as they kind of shift. But there's kind of an excitement to this, a little bit of an anticipation to their their inability to settle. The centaurs, meantime, are kind of like glancing from each other, glancing around. Zepho is laughing wholeheartedly, and he says, he calls out, "People of the Valdine tribe." What the fuck voice is he again?
Everybody regresses to.
It was somewhere there.
People of the Valdine tribe, look, the merry folk have arrived, and kind of claps. And these folks who didn't know you are so into the idea and so into the spectacle of this, and with being vouched for by Zepho, I think they're kind of, a few folks in the crowd are also like catching it on. They're kind of like clapping too. Maybe Ednor's magic has a little something to do with it. That's awesome. Okay, you guys arrive in town. All right, let's unpack this influence system, which at this point I think it might actually be moot.
You've already won their favor.
Yeah. Okay. So the way the influence system works is we are going to kind of have what are essentially rounds in town here, as you guys can interact with different people. There are a few influential people in town, and given that everybody is out at the moment, beholding the arrival of the merry folk, you can. I'll point out the key individuals that you're basically going to be interacting with here today. The first is Zepho, the centaur hunter / guide that you guys are now acquainted with. You met earlier during the fight with the bullet. There is also a older, middle-aged looking centaur woman. Her hair is in these long dreadlocks. There's bits of animal bone kind of like strewn throughout. She's got a big nose ring, and she's dressed in these hides and leathers, but she has the look, I would say, of something of a shaman, perhaps, just in kind of the vestiges, and we'll just go with the stereotypical centaur shaman kind of look. But I'll say those two are the two that stand out for the most right now. And you also know about Conroe, who's not here at the moment. He is still going to be retrieving the bullet, but we'll get to Conroe when he comes in. But yeah. So, and you guys can interact with other people if you want. I know, Pim, you were planning to kind of like move through the crowd and stuff like that. But as far as influential members of the tribe, it's a small tribe, as you can see. It's about 22 people. Conroe is the chief, but these two, Zepho and this unnamed centaur shaman, are the two that you pick these two out as like most influential, right? Perhaps if you win their favor, you would secure the favor of the centaurs as a whole, or at least be able to present a persuading argument or presentation to Conroe. Okay, does that kind of make sense for like who we're going to be talking to and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the way the influence subsystem works is when you interact with these people, we're basically going to treat this as kind of a round, right? It's set up so that you can just roll diplomacy and try to convince this individual to help you and be supportive or assistive to you. The only thing about that is that diplomacy is generally not the easiest roll. There are probably other options that you can discover, which brings us to one of the two things you can do in an influence encounter. You can discover or you can influence. Okay, discover is where you would use one of your skills to learn something about the individual, right? Depending on your degrees of success, you get a certain amount of information, which would be helpful when it comes time to influence. For example, when I mentioned that there are other things you can do besides diplomacy, discover might lead you to one of those things. And I'll let you know as well, influence stat blocks also have weaknesses and resistances. Resistances would be topics that would make your influencing this individual or persuasion of this individual much harder. A weakness would be something you can possibly exploit to make it easier. And these will just turn out to be like mechanical differences. The way I run them is like a +2 or a +5, depending on how you can frame it. Okay? So there's everybody gets one round or one turn to basically interact with this person, right, per round, and you can choose who's going to discover, who's going to influence, that sort of thing. Okay, I see a few glassy looks. Okay. Maybe this might be one of those things where we just hop in and we can see how it feels. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. No, just thinking through.
Okay.
I think I would like.
Sure.
Are we going?
Here, let me actually give us a little bit of chiller music. We don't need to be so epic anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I want to, fireball someone.
Yeah.
That's
Ednor?
vibe.
Ednor?
That's right. You know who you are.
You
I'll stay
know
away
who
from
you
all the
are.
civilians.
You know. Okay. So, as you guys kind of have landed, the centaurs are all looking, enthralled with you. Zepho just announced you and steps forward and says, "My friends, that was quite an entrance you've made."
Well, we failed last time to make a good appearance, so we had to really step it up this time,
I would say you succeeded. We have some time before Conroe arrives. Would you like to perhaps introduce yourselves to the people of the town? Otherwise, I might have some other things to discuss with you.
I would love to chat with you. I know that Conroe? Yes.
Yes.
Didn't seem as willing to get to know us as you did early on. So I was hoping maybe I could explain to you kind of what I'm looking for, what you're looking for, and see if there's any way you think Conroe would be interested.
This sounds like a very interesting conversation to have. And I would very much like to have it. Come, let us get out of the sand. And he calls out to two centaurs. And you can see he explains, hey, Conroe's, along with the other hunters, they have a bullet that needs to be moved over. The centaurs kind of round up a group and they head out with ropes and tools that they can use to, get that thing moved back to camp here. In the meantime, though, Zepho rejoins you, leads you all to a tent. And when I say a tent, it is a tall fabric structure. It's kind of open on two sides. It's like a kind of a tall lean-to, blocks the wind and the sun. Within the tent, you see an assortment of chests, vases, bags, quite a collection of various items. And also in the tent, you see a small, young, maybe adolescent Terraphant who comes around the side. You can actually feel the stomps in the floor as even a young Terraphant. When they walk, this Terraphant now being the size of an actual elephant, you can feel the tremor in the ground as it kind of boom, 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 right, approaches. The trunk extends and kind of briefly goes over each of you as it kind of sniffs. You can kind of feel there's a wet moisture to the air as it kind of gets in your face and goes like...
I feel like I should say that I have that broken tusk pendant. And it is actually part of a Terraphant tusk.
Oh.
I don't know if he would smell that or anything, but so I'm not fighting it, so it's mostly for nature checks or to command animal.
Okay.
So I'm not going to do anything with it right now, but
Sure.
I just wanted you to know that I have it.
Okay. How do you...
And
I'll say...
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to say quickly, well, this has been a very nice greeting. It seems like you all might start to get into more deeper topics. I want to take a stroll around the village. So I'll be right back. Pim, message me if anything.
Okay.
is the shaman in here as well, or?
No, she is moved to a different tent. Folks have kind of retreated. There's quite a collection of like looky-loos, kind of keeping an eye on what's going on, seeing Zepho interact with you all. But the shaman does not appear to be amongst them. You can suspect she probably retreated to her tent. It's a small camp, like you could find that with ease,
Okay.
So, where did you get all this stuff? Pointing to all the
knickknacks and
boxes
bags and stuff. I was once a trader. And I worked as a trader and a guide for anybody in the Empire looking to make it across the Mistral Savannah. This place is a popular location for spellcasters and wizards and the like, and they have need of guidance. someone who knows the area.
Oh. Are any of these items magical?
A good deal of these items are magical. And I would be happy to perhaps part with them, provided that the offer was suitable.
Intriguing. I'm
just
still
gonna
like
message
flowing my
Luna.
cape behind me as well during this entire time.
Just billowing.
I'm just continuously making it move. That's one thing that has to happen in order to maintain it. Is I have to keep flowing.
Luna,
Okay,
right
okay,
as
just
you're
keep
leaving
floating.
the
There's a
threshold
light
of
wind, but the
tent,
cape is doing its thing. Yeah, sorry, Anna.
Right as you leave the threshold of the tent, him immediately messages you. Luna, wait, there's so much magical stuff here. You might like all of it.
I will say that the things I mentioned was prior to entering the tent. To be clear,
Does that change anything?
I guess I'm 499 feet away from the.
Oh.
I'll take stuff. I'll let you know where the really good stuff is.
Hey, David, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Would you say that Zepho has been more or less in my line of sight for about a minute?
Definitely.
All right, cool.
I like when you confirm
if
things
you-
like this.
Okay,
What if you're
cool.
just like, no, definitely not.
There's the GM,
Wait, is it?
the GM player. Can you confirm? yeah. In your sight for a minute, absolutely.
Cool. Then yeah, if there's any changes in his emotional state or his general mindset, I'll be privy to it.
Okay. I would say there's probably
alright.
a subtle shift I'll let you kind of be privy to at the moment, where because you've been kind of probably observing Zepho, since you landed, and it definitely took more than a minute to like cross the camp and get into the tent and look through, meet the elephant, the Terraphant. So that Zepho has gone from, as we got onto the subject of items, Zepho's interest is peaked. They're interested in trading.
Okay.
There's an eagerness, is what I'll say. That's probably the best way to describe it. There's kind of an eagerness, like someone getting to practice something that they're good at.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
Was there any more information Pim needed?
yeah, Pim. So, yeah.
No.
So Zepho.
I'm just looking at all this stuff and listening to you guys talk
Sure.
for now.
Zepho looks to you and goes, "Is there anything in particular you are hoping to find?"
Well, as far as material goods, we're not really have anything in mind. We're browsing, if you will. But in terms of a future, there's a lot we're looking for. Well, I'm not sure if you looked up at our ship, but we're currently flying a little pirate flag. We aren't making any disguises of that, really. But I only bring this up to let you know we fought together. You're allies. We have no intention to steal, harm, or anything for you and your people. That's kind of the way we work. But we have already encountered how long has the oceans been missing?
Months.
Not long enough.
Yeah.
Just a couple months, and we've encountered ancient gods, cults looking to resurrect even other ancient gods, and we're looking to see if we can find people like you, like your community, to join us, to create a new community that can sustain itself, protect itself, and not have to live in this hellhole, or even worse, the crap world that existed before. We want something new.
This is an exciting prospect you propose here.
That being
Understand.
said, trade is on the table. Trade is on the table, just so you know. It's just priorities.
I appreciate a man who understands what he wants. if it is an alliance you are looking to forge, then perhaps Conro is the person to speak to. He is our chief at the moment. But it is a position that he does not believe himself ready for. So, an alliance with pirates, I don't think would bother him.
Okay.
But he would be interested to know what you bring in return.
Of course. Well, mentioned before, if you want water, we have a steady supply. The means and methods of which you're not privy to unless you agree to our terms, become part of our alliance. But it's enough to sustain everyone here, really. Are the elephant
Terravans. Like
Terravans.
Terramahia fans.
Terravans.
Yeah. I just gotta remember the fucking beginning because I wanted to say Tricerafans, but I remember
That's okay.
that was bullshit you made up. Are the Terrafans also part of your community, or is this long-standing, or is this new?
I am sorry to say that our community has been very badly affected by everything since the world has ended, and looks to the other two gathered and explains, our lands have been overtaken by a dark power. The nation has risen, and they have taken all the food. They have destroyed our city, Vernrin. So these are dark times indeed. What you see before you here in this camp, we are looking to start anew in the jungles. The Terrafans are escorting us.
Well, in that case, I think this is the perfect time to learn about the Frog Grove. When Conway returns, we'll share what we can. And can you explain to me a little bit, why are you and this nation at odds?
We have nothing against them. We are happy to let them live. They are a part of this land, just as we are. But they have risen to power since the world has gone to shit, as you say. They have procured these strange ships that drive across the sands faster than we can run.
Do they have round legs that move in a circle real fast?
Indeed.
I grip onto Adenor and Pim. Guys, the car. We can get the car back.
You have seen this device before.
Yes. When we interacted with, do you what were they called again? I don't remember.
The serpent people, the serpent folk.
Yes, they are no longer other name.
Yeah, they're no longer Watsy stuff. Watsy names.
Yes.
Oh, right.
No, the city, the name of their community, whatever the.
Sra Aras.
Is it still that name?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my name.
Okay.
That was my stupid name that I came up with.
Okay,
Yeah.
just want to make sure.
No, it's great. It's amazing.
I look at Adenor and Pim. Yeah, they're part of Sarzars, and
Sra Aras,
Sara.
Captain.
thank you.
So, and it was
they-
a number of lizards upon it.
It wasn't
They're
just serpent folk, it was more. Well, either way, they had incredible technological advancements. Metal machines of impressive power. They ran on blood, which, well, a little grotesque. Refuelable.
I do not know the power source of these vehicles that the nation uses, but they leave huge plumes of black smoke in their wake, and they are very loud.
Oh, that might not be them. That
This
may be
nation-
the goblins.
This nation you speak of, is this we've heard that phrase before.
I think you heard it from
Haven't
these
you?
guys. Yeah, like a couple sessions ago.
Yeah, they told us about the oh god.
Well, they said the exchange was Zifo told Conroe that you guys do not look like you are part of the nation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only time it's
I
been
might be
mentioned.
mixing up campaign.
What do most of the nation hail from?
They hail from the large mesa in the south, just at the border of the deserts.
Does that happen to be where our goblin friends are from?
No, other
Would I
direction.
remember that?
Other direction.
What do they? What are they? What do they look like?
They are big, powerful creatures known as gnolls.
Regular no.
Regular gnoll.
Shit, I typed regular gnolls down.
And now you gotta keep it. They're just regular gnolls.
Do they do they have any particular markings, anything that shows them, I don't know, in connection to another? Right now, our primary, let's say antagonist, because I'm forgetting another word, seems to be goblin community, the Goblin Armada at the moment, and Saras. They both have their own slant on impressive technology. And if maybe the gnolls have their own, but maybe they're also being empowered by one of these other communities as well.
That is not impossible. The gnolls and the goblins share a similar. From what I understand, they share a similar faith. They are interrelated somehow. The Sower of Ashes, Zuzia, she might be able to explain better.
I see. Could you direct me to Suzir's tent?
It's just over there, and kind of leans out of the tent and points towards one. You see, it's pretty much, it looks very similar to the others, but there are a collection of Terraphants outside of it. This tent actually has more Terraphants outside of it than pretty much anywhere else in the camp at the moment, as they're all kind of in there, or checking something out over there.
May I come with you, Ednor?
Of course. Yes, Captain, we'll step outside, and I want to ask a few questions to Suzia.
All right. Well, good luck, guys, and Edenor. Please.
Yes.
I don't want to hear, she's her own. She's a religious leader.
Don't you worry. I'll keep an eye on the conversation.
Well, maybe I should go myself. Turn and go.
One more
Second
thing,
heel
Captain.
turn for the session for Edenor.
Yes. 180.
One more thing, Captain. High five for the road.
Bam.
You can have another tourism.
Another 10 minutes.
10 minutes have elapsed, I'm sure.
Okay. So Pim and Edenor, you are heading over to the Sower of Ashes, Zuzia. But let's check in with Luna. Luna is walking through the camp. Luna, as you're doing so, you're seeing, again, centaurs, Terraphants, lots of eyes on you. Everybody's trying to check you out.
Basically, I'm looking at what level of... Is this looking like a temporary camp?
Roll a crafting for us. We should get some dice going this game. Oh, we did actually with the arrival.
21.
21 crafting. Yes, this looks like a pretty temporary camp. The camp looks heavily trodden, but given that everybody here has horse hooves and elephant feet, that kind of tracks.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like this
Correct.
is a
Literally.
settlement that is designed to be here long.
I don't know how else to phrase what I'm about to say, but is there somewhere I can guess like the let's see, level of intelligence or educational level, something along those lines of the people here? Do they?
They
You know what I
seem
mean?
they seem pretty rustic.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, you don't
Okay.
see, well, with y'all kind of continuing to ride that previous crafting check, you don't see that they have very advanced weapons. A lot of longbows, a lot of spears, swords. You do see they have, a few of them have like bits of plate mail or chain mail. There's a few iron shields here and there, but they're kind of a mismatch of origins. But what you can see with your 21 though is that they seem to be well cared for. The other thing I would say that Luna probably pays attention to as you're walking through here is that you don't see anywhere in the camp that really looks like a workshop or anything. So I would say you don't get the impression that they make the gear that they're wearing outside of maybe spears or bows.
that's what I was gonna. Yeah, that's probably was gonna be the next question to ask. And there's nothing really showcasing a level of, or is there like a anything showcasing a level of trade going on, or is that only with
Only with Zepho. Only with Zepho, as the other
Zepho.
tents seem much more utilitarian, a
Survival,
bit more
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The more survival based, right? You see, they don't really have bedrolls or anything. But as you're walking along, you do see, a couple of centaurs settling down, where they kind of, walk in a circle and tuck the legs in and kind of, plop down, leaving the torso still upright. But yeah, you don't see, like there are not very many other tents that have as much shit in it as Zepho's.
Okay, I think I've done the scouting. What I wanted to accomplish here. So I think after enough strolling, I would head back to the outside of the tent.
Okay, to Zepho's?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll say Luna, you kind of make your rounds and you rejoin with Lycus and Zepho, as I suspect you guys are probably about, yeah?
No, I'll ask Zepho if I can enter.
Okay, yeah, you approach the tent, and Zepho looks up to you. Yes, yes, come in. I was hoping to show your friends my wares for trade, but it seems that they have business with Zuzia, so I was wondering if perhaps you, Captain, and you... I'm sorry, I did not get your name.
Who are you looking at?
You, Luna. Sorry. Because he addressed the
Luna
captain.
just stares
He addressed
at
the captain and said, so you were the only other one. I thought it was implied.
I don't know why I was looking at Ednor for some reason.
Oh,
I'm not
Adnor's
there.
I was like, Max, say something. God, awkward.
Wow, that's embarrassing, Luna.
Luna's looking through the items and completely zoned out.
My name is Lunazra Elwins. My friends call me Luna, but we're not there yet. Don't
Bring it
that
back. Bring it back. I give you a hero point. Bring it back. I missed that shit.
Luna is in fact the treasurer, so you have the exact right couple here to expect your wares.
Well, these wares have come from all across the savannah, you see. I have wonders in my collection from adventurers crossing the Mistral savannah looking for the promise of riches in the jungle. I have wonders that I collected or traded for from the Magi over at Geest Moon. So, kind of begins to kind of roll out a whole bunch of stuff for you guys to take a look at. We'll hop back to you guys in a moment. Edenor and Pim, two of you have crossed the camp and you've made it over to Zuzia's tent. You see, again, a collection of Terrafans, so like a small gathering all around the tent. But as you all approach, the heads turn and they all look towards yourself and Edenor, and they move towards the two of you. And as they kind of all collect around you, they almost form a circle around you and seem to be kind of herding you inside the tent.
Wow.
Ah, good evening.
I'm just gonna look around and be like, hello. Hi. Hello. Yeah, hello. Can
So-
I?
Mhm.
I want to use my tusk pendant. Can I roll a nature check to see what they're doing?
Sure. Go for
I
it.
got a +2 on there.
Edenor is just taking this as a sign of respect. Just has 0.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah, they kind of cleared a way for you, and they're kind of like,
Mhm.
yeah. What'd you get?
14.
A 14.
Oh, sorry. 16.
16. I'd say 16 still doesn't get you anything too crazy. The Terraphants appear to have a keen interest in the two of you, and similar to what Edenor kind of picked up on, there seems to be a sense of respect. They're not aggressive by any means, but there is also still yet that sense of anticipation, you know, as they're kind of, you can see ears flapping, you know, eyes blinking rapidly, you know, trunks kind of gently nudging you forward the second your steps may waver. There, and as you step into the tent proper, you can see what was that? Anyone else just hear like a big no? Oh, just me? Alright, cool. Okay.
He's losing it.
Sorry guys, I'm losing it apparently. No, I thought I heard like a sound effect, like some kind of sound effect went off, like a little magic thing. Okay. I mean, there's definitely magic in this space as you enter in. It feels somewhat magical. It feels like a shaman's hut. You know, you see that there are flasks, you know, leather flasks, small bushels of plants hanging from the ceiling, rugs spread out, and laying on one of those rugs, again, kind of the legs tucked underneath her, is the shaman, who you know to be the sower of ashes, Zuzia. And as you enter, she says, "The Terraphants and I have been awaiting your arrival for quite some time. Come, sit, winged one."
It is an honor. For all good things are wild and free. As I sit down.
All good things are wild and free. Your manners are appreciated. I was told to look for you, but I was not told that you would be so gracious.
One may try, I mean. You worship within the pantheon of Oros. How could I not respect you?
It is heartwarming to see someone maintaining their faith in these difficult times. I know.
It is more important to maintain your faith in trying times. For then it is true.
There. Did anyone just hear it?
No.
It sounded like a little Super Mario jingle.
What?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
It went. da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Like you.
Something on your computer is.
some
Nan,
notifications
did you put a sound effect on OBS that I'm missing?
No, you wouldn't
I'll-
hear it if it was.
Okay.
I'll pay attention to it for it, David.
Okay.
I'll see if I hear it.
Okay. So
Anyone in chat, can y'all hear what David's hearing?
the
Oh, we got Raiders. Hi, Raiders.
hello Raiders, welcome. We're talking to Centaur Shaman. So
Welcome.
Edenor, repeat your last phrase for me there.
Winding back. It is most important to maintain faith in the difficult times because then it is true faith.
I would like to maintain my faith in these trying times, but it is difficult to do when even practicing your faith could be danger in itself.
Have you been having issues with the weave in the region or the Misteel?
The Mystilis been a presence of this savannah for a long time. It is a part of this world that my people have learned to navigate without issue. No, the dangers that I speak of are those posed by wicked creatures.
Oh,
It is
can you elaborate?
in our community. When we settle into a place, it is part of our practice to create a bonfire, consecrate this land, spread its ashes. This is what marks the first pasture. It is how we feel at home. It is how we connect to our ancestors and this world. But with the nation patrolling the savannah as it has with their machines, we dare not light the fires, for they would see the smoke, and they would come. What you smiling about, Lycus?
I want to light some fires.
And I had a feeling you were gonna say shit like that.
That is a difficult situation to be in, not being able to practice your faith in the open due to a infestation of heretics and infidels. Disappointing indeed. Well, we do have... Sorry. We do have
We're getting deep.
We do have a community that we have formed that is much safer, where the skies are not always patrolled by this nation you speak of. We have done our best to make it safe. And as we gain like-minded individuals, it allows us some strength in numbers, to where you could light your bonfires again in peace and properly consecrate the land. It will not necessarily be in the savannah, but there's no reason a new land could not be consecrated in the name of Lord Fenrir.
Still, your words are wise, and I sense a truth to them. But we still are sad to leave our homes.
It is only for now. Hopefully one day we'll all be able to bring back some normalcy after turning over a new chapter. I was actually fighting alongside, as it may be hard to believe, I was once a vessel of Erinar under Tazarin, and we assisted Thadril in our efforts to eliminate or expel the monarch and its filth. It has not solved everything, but it gives a chance for hope.
You see, as you speak, the face kind of slackens a bit, maintains enough poise not to kind of outwardly gasp, but at the revelation that you were a vessel for one of the gods of the pantheon of Oros, this sower of ashes is taken aback.
In a positive way, or?
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say in a positive way.
Okay.
And so you are responsible for the disappearance of the moon in the sky. The red one. The red moon in the sky.
Yes. It was some of the individuals you see here upon our ship. We spent time in the spirit realm to do this for the Pantheon and for all those on the planet, believers and non-believers. There's certainly many things that must be brought forth. There was many losses, but we were victorious in the end. And remember, as all things once were, they will be again. So leaving the savannah is not a permanent solution. But as the world turns, I am sure your people will be back.
What once was shall be again.
What once was shall be again.
Kind of reaches a hand out to one of the Terraphants, who kind of leans forward and reaches into a collection of sacks, bags, cloths in the back of the tent with the trunk, pulls out a wrapped bundle and presents it onto the floor between the three of you. And Zuzia says, "This came to me, I believe, by an avatar of Lord Fenrir, and it was left in my care to deliver to you.
Oh,
That is why the Terraphants were so excited to see you. They recognized you from my visions."
I am honored. And tremble in anticipation.
You take the bundle from the center of the room.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit. It's a
Yep.
little heavy. It's round. As you kind of pull the cloth aside, what you see inside is a very elegant, striking helm. It's got wings that kind of go up the side, sparrow wings that kind of go up the side, and a sliding visor that when it comes down has like the beak of a sparrow.
Oh, I see. It is perfect. And I'll hold it in my hand, just kind of inspecting it. This is a great gift, and I appreciate it to no end.
It is the one who gave it to me said it was merely being returned. It sounds like it was yours to begin with, but you do not remember this.
Unfortunately, with part of my origins of, well, being a vessel for some time, there are some things that have been fractured. And I'm sure that things will come back in memory, but in time, as Tazarin wills it.
Pim, you've been kind of watching this exchange. What are your thoughts for us? And then Edenor, you can add the Cassian helm to your inventory.
Right.
I can give you a link here.
Well, Pim is definitely kind of just watching because this seems like a very personal connection.
Give me 1 second. Might just have to- There we go.
Just taking some notes on what she's saying so that she can kind of work it into her song later.
Mm.
I think she'll say, "So you're an experienced shaman, right?"
Yes, I have been sower of the ashes for at least 2 decades now.
Wow, it's a long time. With your experience and knowledge and capabilities, is there any chance of helping Edenor remember his past?
I suppose there is magic that could help him remember his past, but such powers are beyond my skills. uncovering his memories is a journey he will have to take, I think.
Fear not, Pim. It will all come as it is meant to be. Thank you for this gift. And I do hope that you strongly consider joining us with some of our other friends at the Frog Grove. It is a place of peace, a place where your people may thrive. While I will not be going there with you, perhaps, because we have a duty to fulfill. And this helm brings us one step closer.
And I am glad to have delivered it. Roll a diplomacy. Pim, you can offer an aid here if you like.
I would love to.
Okay. So let's have Pim's roll first because he might get additions here.
Okay.
So I just roll diplomacy too.
Yep, you roll diplomacy as well.
Yeah, 26.
26 is a success, so I don't know, you get a +1 to your roll.
Okay. So that is a 35 total.
Jesus. You have given me something to believe in this day. As I had said, my faith is difficult to maintain in times like this. But when you and your companions descended from that ship, I felt something change. I felt as though my fate was rewarded for a moment. I will speak to Conroe and give my opinion. But ultimately, such a decision lies with the chief.
Of course. I can respect that. I appreciate your time, and remember, freedom comes from within.
Freedom comes
And
from
I'll
within.
start there. And I'll, bow and step outside, and in the sunlight, put the helm on.
So Ednor, Pim, you see Ednor with a stylish sparrow themed helm, plate helm. Ednor, you got the item, okay? The stat block and stuff?
Yep,
Okay.
I put it on there. I still got to figure out how to make it actually affect my
Get your
AC
stuff.
in
No
the
worries.
game,
Yeah.
but
Okay,
I got
perfect.
it. I did.
Okay.
It's in my gear.
I have one more question.
Sure.
So I'm writing a song about you all, and I just want to know if there's one thing that you would want the rest of the world to know about your tribe, what would it be?
My first instinct is to say that people should know we are not horses. But
I knew you were gonna say that. I felt it.
you felt it, right? Because I obviously, right?
Yeah.
Our tribes have been at odds with the Empire for quite some time. Before this monarch and the nation rose to power, we had been defending ourselves from the Empire of Dregroth from many, many centuries. And that is because we believe that the world should remain wild and free, that there is freedom from within this land. Whereas those in places like Azovast, they just want to control the land. They want to develop it and make it into something it is not, make it serve their purposes. So the world should know that we are the guardians that will always stand in the way.
Got it.
Man, I like these elephant people. They're fucking great. I'm on board. Our socialism
strays
are
over here.
colliding.
Naja feels called out a little, I think.
Yeah, I'm catching strays over here.
Capitalist pig dog. That's essentially what you've been called.
One more question.
Hmm.
Who's the wildest centaur in the tribe?
The wildest centaur in the tribe. That would be young Sia. She's something of an free spirit.
Cool. Where can I find her?
You find her around the camp. It is not difficult to miss her.
All right.
She is amongst the smallest of our people, with golden hair.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll look for her. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Okay. Lycus and Luna. Do you guys want to go through items? Like, you just go above table real quick, and I'll tell you which items I've got for trade.
Yeah,
Zoom zoom.
sure.
Okay.
Let's get some shit.
Zifo also wants to know. I think Zifo would probably be asking, so what do you have among you that you would be willing to trade? For example, I will speak plain. How much do you want for your ship?
A bigger ship.
It was worth asking. Is it not?
Yes, no, all is fair in trade and war.
I think that's probably like as the camera cuts back, that's where we are. We're negotiating. So how much for the sheep?
After the
It's
heartfelt
doing it.
moments.
After all the heartfelt moments, we're back to cutthroat commerce. What do you have in your collection that you would be willing to trade? Because I have several things that are very precious, and if your offerings are lacking, then I would be rather selective of what I wish to part with.
Well,
You like to go like this or me?
well, we have a handful of magical items here and there that are useful. They have been mostly distributed amongst, our officers. But I'm sure if presented with if we see something that they would be interested in, they might be willing to trade something of theirs for something here. I myself have a few magical items. Otherwise, we have a fair amount of gold and interesting potions that you might be, want to look at. What about you, Luna? What do you think?
Depends on how much do you value information. Because I took a walk around your little campsite here. Clearly looks like it's temporary, and you're making your way to where right now?
To the Zenjubai. This is a place that the Terrafans have revealed to us.
Is this a city or village or
It is
do you
a.
expect to find there?
We are hoping that there is still water there. It is a place in the jungle where the Terrafans would gather for different rituals that are specific to their kind. It is a holy place for these memories. So it is a potential place for us to perhaps forge a new beginning.
Just seems like what I was expecting to hear. So, as someone of the educational background that I have, I can teach you and everyone here, because you're going to need a way to sanitize any water that you get from whatever watering hole they have, a way to distribute that water to everyone else, agricultural techniques to try now that the land is damaged from the Great Wave, educational economic theory to continue to advance your civilization. How about medical treatments to extend your lives?
We are not interested in defiling the land any further than it has been. So, with all due respect, miss, you can keep your knowledge, but it is equipment that you have That is something I could work with. Your captain mentioned that you have water. How do you come by this?
That is proprietary knowledge. Perhaps once we make a deal with Conroy, might be able to share some of that with you. But if you want water, by all means, we can trade barrels at the moment.
I would be willing to trade for 2 barrels.
Okay. I look outside the tent. Who of the crew have made their way down by now?
I mean, right now, I would say pretty much most of the crew is down. I'd say you have Brock and Gazalik kind of walking along the outskirts of the camp, looking at the ship from underneath. And then there's the girls who are, in the middle of running around. They're actually chasing a Terraphant who seems to be kind of reciprocating the play. Temerity is talking to a group of centaurs. You're not quite sure what the discussion may be from this distance, but Temerity certainly seems eager about the topic, so you can probably venture what it might be. Yeah, I'd say, anyone in Malsum, I would say, would have actually sidled up. And as you're looking around, you do see Dr. Malsum, some distance away, watching yourself and Luna and making notes.
I want to step out for a moment and yell out for Clink and Yoma.
Okay.
Also, can my Eidolon be playing with the kids?
Sure. Yeah, Eidolon, Clink, and Clink is kind of like chaperoning the kids. Because Clink is terrified of what would happen to Clink should anything happen to the kids.
Exactly.
Damn right.
The best babysitter is one that is afraid of the parents.
Nothing ensures
Feels
quality
a
child.
glare through a home.
Yeah.
Also, I've been treating Clink like a slightly older version of Yoma. Like Yoma's like in their mid-teens, and they're like barely 20 is what I'm going with Clink. Is that accurate, or am I just making shit up?
Clink was a
Clink how you want. Yeah, Clink was a captain. Clink was a high-ranking member in the military.
Goblins age pretty quickly.
Goblins do age pretty quickly. Clink is probably like 10 years old or something.
But in human years.
Yeah, in human years, maybe.
Will be 50.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, human years. It's but goblins age pretty quick.
Just gotta wait out. Clink, that's all.
Oh.
Call out to them. And once they arrive, I just want to give them, all right, guys, we got a little bit of a mission for you two. We're establishing a bit of trade.
Can you just talk into your mic a little bit more, or just increase the volume somehow? I think maxed out on this side, but it's a little quiet.
I need you two to collect 2 barrels of water for the town, and maybe prepare a few more for tonight's festivities.
Yoma goes, 2 barrels of water and a couple extras. We still got some frog wine left, I think, if you want us to use that too.
Oh yes. I look back towards Zifo. Have you ever partaken in frog wine?
I don't believe I have, but if it may go some way to convincing me to ally ourselves with these, or to advocate for an alliance with these frog people if their wine is good.
When at Yoma, bring it on down.
Okay. All right. Hi, Captain. Clink and Yoma make their way back, and she kind of goes, "All right, come on, Sarah," and kind of like grabs her hand, and the 3 of them head back up to the boat, up to the ship. So as far as items that are kind of assorted here, and we'll say, Edenor, you probably rejoined these guys at this point, right? Pim, you're off looking for Sia.
I'm not looking for Sia, and I'm very attentively listening to the conversations around me and the general vibe of everyone
Sure.
to try to put together a song that's like appropriate for this
Sure.
culture.
You can roll perception or society, whichever one you feel would work out better for you.
Let's go with perception.
Perception.
And I'm gonna guide myself.
Okay.
Good.
Hero point.
Guide myself.
I thought you said gag. I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely said gag.
Gag me with
That's
a spoon.
why I said what? I
I'm
just
not
did
sure
the
you're
same
gonna get the right
thing.
attempt. You're gonna get the
Yeah,
wrong part of the
yeah.
pistol. That's him.
This is my whole mission. I have to succeed at this.
Another hero point.
Yeah. That's better. Okay. 25.
25 is a good roll. With a 25, you gather the mood in town or in this settlement is kind of. It's interesting. They're curious about the pirates that have arrived in the ship, right? There's a lot of unsureness, though, a bit of caution still. And one of the things you hear kind of muttered about is a little uncertainty in Chief Conroe. As you hear exchanges of, oh, now we have pirates in our camp. This is odd. We lost our city to the gnolls, and now this. This seems rather dangerous. What if the gnolls find us? We're traveling light as a small group, so there's a little bit of concern there. You also get a bit. The town is a little dejected. I think after the initial excitement of your guys' arrival tends to wear off, you see that they're a little bit. Well, they're sad. They are having to leave their home. You hear them gripe about the fact that they have not been able to bless, or conduct any bonfires. You hear how they miss the twilight. You hear how they miss the moon. You get the sense that this tribe is deeply in tune with nature. And as nature is now in flux, the tribe is also in flux. And then as far as like fun topics, I think you hear, random stuff like, oh, Sia turned down another one, right? She, you actually come across an individual, head kind of hung low. And his bros kind of come around like, oh, so it didn't go well. And it's like, no, Sia turned me down. And then let's see, what else would you have probably heard of the 25? Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good for a 25, right?
Yeah, sure. I'll take it.
Oh, I'll give you a thing too, like heroic stuff that they might be talking about, or I don't have my notebook with me right here actually. But yeah, we'll just go with this for now.
Sweet.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, it's 7:31. So tell you what, we've done our first hour and a half. Why don't we go ahead? We're going to call this our break. We will be back in about 10 minutes. All right.
Right.
Alrighty. Friends, stick around. We'll be back in about 10 minutes to continue the adventure. See if there is the party is willing to part with any of their items for whatever Zifo might be selling. And then we will see if they're able to convince Conroe to alliance the centaurs with the Frog Grove. So, we'll see you in a few. Bye-bye.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to Heroes of Histaeria, Sandsea Saga. We are back here at the Centaur camp, and our friends are looking, or at least their friend Zepho is looking to do a little bit of trading with them. Zepho, interested in the decanter, seems that, you know, you guys are keeping that one pretty close to the chest. The ship's not up for grabs, so I think in somewhat like an exasperated fashion at this point, Zepho goes, "So what do you have to offer?"
Well, I take off my boots and my belt and slap them on the table. These are pretty magical in their own right.
My people have no use for these boots, so you can take them off the table.
Yeah, that's fair. Put my boots back on.
How insensitive of you.
Is kind of holds up the belt and looks it over and says, "There is certainly a rather unique quality to this one. I will give you this," and reaches behind, opens up a crate and pulls out a suit of plate armor. It says, "We have no use for these, our people. We don't use these kinds of armor. It doesn't work with our bodies. So I'd be willing to part with you."
It doesn't much work with my body either. And I quickly shift into like my full wolf, like werewolf form. It's like I need something more flexible. Perhaps Ednor might be more interested in this armor.
Sure. And no, you're there. You see the plate armor being placed onto the table. It's a real nice suit of plate armor. It's quite nice. So
I looking back, old Edenor would have loved this item. Current Edenor only has light and unarmored trained.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh no.
Unfortunate, Ednor.
Yes, maybe one day it might be useful to have on hand. But I would be interested to see what else is available.
Perhaps then maybe something. Let me just pull up the coils of the Drake. What item level is that thing? Oh, like this.
It's 7.
7. Okay, if not these, then perhaps this, and pulls out a rune stone and places it on the table, as well as, and I will also match it with this and puts out a, looks like a unwound turban. This item I received from one of the magi in Gismund. Points to the turban. If you are skilled with or versed in the magical arts, perhaps this is quite handy. Whereas this is a rune stone with the ability to improve someone's. This is an armor potency rune. It makes your armor that much more potent.
You couldn't village explain it.
Yeah. So armor potency rune stone on the table and a hat of the magi.
what level items are those?
That would be crafting checks for you guys to figure out, or you can also try your identify item, and I give you if you're successful.
Nah, I'm just gonna say. What do you have that you would only show to like your friends? Like what? Like this is great and all, but I don't know. We're looking for something a little more exotic, a little more one of a kind.
Can I be examining the turban while this conversation is going?
You can. What'd you get for your Arcana?
Arcana would be a 30. I rolled an 18, so 33.
33. That's a real good critical
Damn.
success. Give me 1 second. Let me just pull that up for you.
I want the rune stone as well, by the way. I think we can all use that.
I know, I'm just trying to
Meta pigeon.
prod a little bit.
Can I use that?
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't armor. Can I use that on my skin?
Put on your pants, man. We'll figure it out. We need it.
I mean, I was just curious. I didn't know if it had to be on armor or not.
I'm not sure either, but we'll figure it out later. We need it.
I'm not gonna
Wait,
give
so
my
what
belt
is-
up for something I don't know if I'm
I'm trying to
gonna
remember. For some
is the
reason,
name
I
of
did
it?
put the link on it. I'm looking for Hat of the Magi in thing. Is maybe it's just renamed to Mage's Hat? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I can't
renamed.
find
It's
it,
the
but that's-
remastered version renamed it to its Mage's Hat. It comes in many forms, such as a colorful turban, and is adorned with symbols and runes. With your success on that check, this would give you a +1 item bonus to Arcana checks, and allows you to cast the Prestidigitation cantrip as an arcane innate cantrip.
You said
I
plus
kinda
one
want that as
item
a-
bonus?
Item bonus to Arcana. Yep.
That seems like a good Luna item.
This is like above table. No, my ring of wizardry already gives me a +1 item, so
And he already has prestidigitation.
I don't have
Back in the seat.
prestidigitation.
You want prestidigitation?
Yeah, I love that spell.
And is that rune?
Yeah, I don't have it.
We need that rune for crafting, don't we, though? Or do you already have access to it?
I don't.
So we
What's
need
the rune
that.
again?
It's
Armor
potency for armor,
Armor
so we
potency.
gain more armor.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Well,
Can Luna tell what level items these are, just so that we can figure out an appropriate trade?
Yeah, Luna, you would be able to tell the Mage's Hat is an item level 3. The Rune Stone is an item level 5. So you guys are getting off with a kind of a sweeter deal. 7 for his 8.
Hold on. I got one more thing I want to put up.
Okay.
I take out a slender wooden wand. And this is the wand that,
The Mythic gave you.
that Mythic gave us. This is a pretty high level item. However, I personally don't think I would use it.
Okay.
So, I tell them this wand, and I'm making a big deal out of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it sort of releases some like yellow sparks. This is a very special wand. It comes from a different plane, which is not a lie because I received it in a different plane of existence.
Okay. Technically, not a lie. I can see the.
I mean, I'll definitely roll a deception check if you want me to.
It's all right. It's all good. No, so yeah.
So
Continue.
this wand gives you the ability to extend the duration of your spells. Any casters in your tribe that could use such an item?
There are no casters in this tribe that could possibly use such an item, but I do business with a number of magi. Perhaps they might have such a use for something like this.
Oh, I'm sure they would. The only reason why I don't want it is because I already have the ability to do this, just because of who I am. So,
Just because of who I am.
but you know, I'm not gonna give this up easily. So you're gonna have to maybe pitch in a little bit more to get this wand.
What level
What
item
else
is
you
that?
got?
What level item is your
This
wand?
is a level 13 item.
Really? Holy
Worth
shit.
3,000 gold pieces.
Holy shit. Okay. So right now you guys are up to item level 20, 20, right? 7 for
And
the
then-
coils of the drake, and then 13 for this wand.
And then Edenor does have something that he's also interested in putting forth as well.
Okay, you go ahead. What do you want to put forth?
And then Edenor is also going to step forth and pull out this this ceramic incense burner. It's got a 3-headed ibis, and in the form of Atria, I think it's like angelic in nature, spreading its wings and preparing to take flight. It hangs on a thin golden chain. So as I kind of bring it out, like, would you have any interest in this? Once per day, you may spark this, and within a relatively close area, it will provide a calming, restorative feeling and cure an affliction each day. A very useful item. That is also level 6.
Okay. So, 26 is what we're up to? Okay. And I offered a 3 and a 5, so 8. Okay.
Any chance you have some punching wraps or gloves or honestly big round pans that I can put on my hands? What's up his knuckles are just
really-
covered in callus.
I would like to request a really good crossbow if you have one.
We do not have any crossbows. But, one sec here.
Information is always on the table.
Okay, I just want to. I'm just losing track of my item level. So I have 8 on the table. If I did this, that would bring me to.
We're also giving up water, though, aren't we? Or is
I know.
that just
That's why I
fish?
kind of overshot it last time. That's why I went a level higher than you guys to count for the water. So I need to. I think he's going to try to go for it. Kind of considering the water in there as well. I want to try to get to at least the. Because you guys are 26 right now.
Oh.
Okay, I want to see if I can get to at least a 27. So let's see if it did
I can
that.
boost it to 30 if that helps with calculations.
Nah, it's good. It's good.
That helps.
No,
with
I have an actual
the
item.
items.
I have an actual item. Okay.
You
Not
do?
information. It's an actual item.
Okay,
Yeah.
what do you have?
I could bring forth the atmospheric staff. Item
Oh.
number 4.
Atmospheric staff. Okay. So.
Lesser.
Okay, so what is
do you
that?
have one of those staffs? Sorry.
It's the staff gives you a bonus for if you're ever experiencing a forced movement, and it lets you cast a cantrip, Gale Blast, and a first level spell, Air Bubble and Gravitation Pull.
Okay.
Interesting.
And what level was that?
4.
So that brings you guys up to 30, you said?
Flat 30, yeah.
Okay.
Does he have an immovable rod, or is that just D&D? Because I would love to be able to just stop and do pull-ups wherever.
No,
Right.
those exist. Yeah.
They do exist.
You got any immovable rods?
No.
Oop.
Okay. So what
What
he's gonna.
What about anything that makes it easier to identify magic items?
No, unfortunately not. But.
Imagine he pulls out his own decanter.
Yeah. What about for a decanter
the
of
one.
water? Okay, so what he'll offer is the Hat of the Magi, the Armor Potency Ruin, right? That's a total of 8. He will also include the Bastion Plate armor that he pulled out earlier. And he'll also pull out he'll pull out a mask, right? That kind of depicts the visage of a demon. And then he points to the Terraphant. And he goes, Echo, if you could be so kind as to bring me the items in that chest right there. And Echo kind of reaches to a chest that is kind of hanging on the side of the Terraphant, that's pulled over, reaches inside and pulls out 2 kind of semi-circular shaped items. One is looks like a dried up claw, and the other is a elaborate horn, an elaborate kind of like Viking horn. And he says, this one here, this claw is from the legendary Grogrisant. It is the Dodi nation may be incredibly violent. They are still not the king of the savannah. That title belongs to the Grogrisant, and this is a talent from that legendary creature. The hunter who brought it swore that the Grogrisant let him live, and this was all he managed to come back with. But including his life, I'd say he got off lucky. And then this is a Horn of Blasting. Horn of Blasting is, so let me just pull up stat blocks real quick.
Are you saying blasting or blasting?
Blasting. So I just started blasting. Horn of... Oh, that's weird. I think the remastered Archives of Nethys is updated to the...
I see Horn of Rust.
Yeah.
I see it. No. Horn blasting. A bright brass trumpet. I want it. It can be played as an instrument, granting a +2 item bonus to your performance check. Okay. And you can also deal sonic damage with it.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good item.
Ooh, and I want that.
Oh no, Pim's gonna get louder now.
Mask.
The demon mask, yeah. So the mask is the demon mask. And the demon mask. This terrifying mask is crafted in the visage of a leering demon and grants a +1 bonus to intimidation. And then once per day you can cast fear from it.
Eleanor?
I already have a helm, so I don't know if you can stack them, but...
No, unfortunately.
Like the,
Put the mask on under the helm.
Yeah, right, exactly. Then, well, because when I put it down, I freaking shoot laser beams out, so...
Or I do already have a good intimidation, but I could make it better.
I have a very good intimidation.
Um,
I'm down for the mask.
What's
Yeah.
the Talon? Is it just a raw material
yeah,
source?
does it do anything?
Oh, the Talon? This is a dried claw from a mighty legendary beast, and it bestows upon you the ability of a predator. When you activate the claw, you learn to pounce on your prey in one fluid motion. You stride and then strike with the affixed weapon, and one creature against one creature you are undetected by. You remain undetected by the creature until after you strike.
Ooh.
Oh,
Like
Is that
it?
only once?
Or Luna?
No, that's just on it when you activate it. And I'm not seeing any like X amount of days. But yeah, so you stride and strike, and you
that's cool.
against a creature you were undetected by.
So when you're doing that stealth thing,
Yeah, and this is I will
That
say
might
though,
be-
this is a consumable actually, so it is just a one-time use though.
so you can just use it on your, so it doesn't imbue this normally. It's just a
No,
one-time.
it's a
thing
yeah,
and it
it's
gets
affixed
used
to a
up.
weapon, and then you activate it.
Sure. Okay.
What does armor do? Is it just big armor, or is it anything special?
Bastion armor.
Yeah.
Bastion armor.
Is what we could think about too. It might be possible. I don't know if this is the case. It might be a rune or something possible to lower the requirements or something along those lines.
Okay.
Or
What?
someone on the crew might be able to use it. There might be a rune.
Is
or
it a
something along those
bastion
lines.
plate? You
Bastion
said.
plate, yeah. So
Mm.
cumbersome, sturdy plate armor that has fluctuating and additional protection built into the cuirass, helm, pauldrons, and fan braces, invented for protection in combat tournaments. It's more sporting than lethal.
So it's really.
It has some
Yeah,
good stuff
it
though.
was
It's
rare.
got bulwark and the trench features, right? So
Yeah.
you know, bulwark is pretty nice where, you know, on reflex saves to avoid damage, you get a modifier.
Yeah.
Like you can just
Yeah,
kind of
plus
stand
3
within
on
it.
reflex.
Can anyone wear that armor though? Is it medium? Is it heavy?
It's plate.
Heavy.
Yeah, so it's heavy.
So none of us can wear it.
Yeah, I don't think
No.
so. Not
Let's
right now.
pass
Not
on
right
that
now.
and
That would take
Just
him.
drops your dex to nothing.
Yeah, if you pass on that, then let's see.
how about some meat from the bullet?
Oh, that was you
I
guys were
think
entitled to
we're-
that already.
Yeah, we're already entitled to some of that. So.
Yeah, that was your kill. That was, you know, you guys got the final. Lyca's got the final blow.
How about we okay, huddle up, everybody.
What if he has gold?
What if we just, you know,
Yeah, it'd be at 32.
ask them
with,
to like tell everyone, because they're traders. People come through here. How about they spread the word about the merry folk and spread the word about, you know, our territory and not to mess with us and stuff like that.
That
Build
would
our
be
reputation.
helpful. I was
You want to
wondering if
use
there's
this as
any
part of the
fine.
trade?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what if there's other raw materials that we could use for crafting, perhaps? Maybe, you know, even some cloth and, you know, fine thread. Captain, I had some thoughts on our flag, and I think we should have a flag that more reflects our values.
No.
I don't want that fucking flag. I have some design thoughts.
The kids made us this flag. We're going to be keeping it at Nor.
Well, that's fine. I understand that. But I was perhaps going to allow them some more resources to make, you know, another flag.
I'd be interested to see, but if it is,
It's up to them.
Halzarin-
No, it's nothing of that. It's nothing of that. Something to reflect the merry folk. And our mission of
Okay.
hope. But we can discuss further, but we need raw materials as well, I believe.
We could ask him perhaps if he has ingots of silver, for example, or old irons.
Yeah, materials and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, but also the reputation.
Yeah, we'll throw that in. That's just
Sure.
Yeah, throw that on top. So we'll after we have our little huddle. Zifo, would you happen to have, and I know Luna can go into details on some other raw material supplies and, you know, some items such as different cloth and linens and, let's say, fine threads, paint might be useful, yes.
Yes, I think I have a fair bit of just regular items if you're looking for that. We have a few excess spools of fabric, ropes, paints and inks. Yes, he's easy enough to come by. Kind of pulls out a vial of a bright yellow vial. This is a colorful coating that you can use. It's also an item. So yeah, use a few things. Yeah, raw materials and stuff. Yeah, we'll just say you can absolutely get that stuff.
Okay. Sounds good. And then I know that Pim had another request as well. Pim, if you'd like to elaborate.
Well, I would hope that in your trading and relations as people pass through the area, that you would spread the word of the merry folk and let them know how fearsome we are and how much we protect our territory and that we are not to be trifled with.
This is... I can consider it. We intend to move a bit further into the jungle after this. I cannot promise that we'll be running into very many people, but if we do, I could consider spreading the word. You've all shown to be valiant warriors.
Well, that would be much appreciated, sir.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's see then. You guys can pretty much clean him out here of what he's got with what you're offering. So, we'll take the plate off. Right? No one wants it. You guys can't use it. So, no plate. But in exchange, you're going to take raw materials and stuff, right? So, Luna...
Got a couple dresses for the kids. They haven't changed in a while.
Yeah, you can probably find like some fabrics and stuff, yeah. Yeah, let's see here. I'm sure there's a table for it, but
The dresses are.
I was already planning that. That was already part of the plan.
For
To get
You
the raw
wanted a
material.
flag, motherfucker. I want.
I want the flag as well. It's in the list.
with your combined trade, let's see. You guys will have about 200 gold worth of raw materials is what you kind of collected. And, you know, we're not going to track nitty-gritty, like, what's amongst that, but just, you know, for just general crafting, you've got a fairly decent supply. So you got about 200 gold's worth of that material.
Okay.
And then you guys also got the other items that I mentioned, and you can remove the other ones from your inventory.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Then afterwards, David, I'll talk with you to see if what, like, in terms of like ingots or something like that, to see what would be viable of that 200.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll do that after the session.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, we'll cover that. Okay, so you guys finished up your trading. I'm going to say that takes up a good bit of chunk of time, right? And by speed of plot, we can either get to Conroe or Pim. I know you wanted. I think you said you were going to introduce Luna to a centaur.
Yeah. Hey, Luna, come with me. I got someone I want to introduce you to.
Okay.
I walk over to the residential area of the village.
Sure.
And I start looking around for a small blonde centaur.
Sure. Yeah, you as you're looking around, you know, she's not hard to find. You find that there is a masculine centaur, you know, approaching, talking to her, and as you guys approach, you can hear her as she explains, "If you can't beat me in a race, there is no reason I would want to be with you. You are far too slow. That's why I am the fastest in the tribe." As the other centaur goes, you know, he seems dejected, right? Yeah.
Does he walk away, or is he still there?
I think I'll just kind of have them continue talking just until they're just T-posing with each other until you guys make your move here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk up. Hello, I'm Pamini and Ackle. What's your name?
You see a smile cut across her face, and she goes, "Hello, Pimini and Ackle. My name is Sia. It is good to meet you."
Oh, good to meet you too. I couldn't help but notice you were talking about a race of sorts.
Yes, these suitors, they're constantly looking for my attention, but they are all lacking. There are not a lot of interesting options in this camp, you see.
Sure. Makes sense. You're like a gorgeous, beautiful centaur. Like,
oh, thank
who
you.
has time to waste on all these slowpokes, right? Am I right?
Indeed. And you are of the merry folk. I saw you all descend from that ship.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool, huh?
That was very cool.
We always descend that way.
What?
Well, I was just wondering if maybe you'd be up for like a different kind of race?
A different kind of race?
Yeah.
What sort of race did you have in mind?
Well, my captain, Lycus, he can actually shift into a wolf. And I've always been curious, who's faster, centaur or wolf?
It's obvious I would be faster.
Oh, is that what you think? I don't know. I've seen Lycus go pretty darn fast.
I have not met any wolves that were near equal to my speed.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever had a humanoid on your back?
See the mouth kind of closes. No.
I think
That is...
at this moment, I'm like a little distance away. At that moment, sensing where Pim was going with this, I'm gonna have like a L'Oreal commercial type turnaround. My back is facing, and then like I turn on the hair, you know,
Hair flip.
swings back and forth, and I look in their direction.
Now, I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous.
This is
right?
very insulting question.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah. But here's the thing. There's this legend amongst the Nympfolk, my people, that a centaur with a humanoid on their back is faster than any being on the face of the planet. And I've always wanted to know if it was true, so...
Well, then you will keep wondering, because I will not take any rider. I am not a horse, I'm a person. Perhaps maybe you carry someone on your back then.
I have. And I will again. No shame.
That is a matter of perspective. For us, it is a lot of shame.
Tim carries this damn crew sometimes.
I get that. Yeah. I mean, don't you have any curiosity, though, about the legend?
No, I don't. Not really. This is a most insulting thing that you have asked of me. Or that you are implying. My people are proud. We are not horses.
I would never, ever call you a horse. You're way cooler than a horse.
I think not sensing the moment or what's going on, but assuming this is when I should enter, well, I'll walk into it and say, "My name's Lunazar Elvins, and I am the rider. I can help you go faster than you ever have before."
Just imagine. The fastest you've ever run in your life. Wind blowing through your hair. I mean, that's gotta feel great. Don't you think?
It feels great already. I do not need a rider. I do not look to demean myself for the sake of your curiosity. Perhaps one day, maybe you have the good fortune of being shifted or polymorphed into Centaur yourself, and then you test your theory.
I'm gonna cast Charm Person.
What if our captain beat you in a race?
No, it's not working. I'm gonna cast Charm Person.
Go for it. What's the DC?
An international incident's about to occur, Lycus.
I know!
We did so good.
Also, challenge with the race. I will
Just trying to
trounce
see.
their ass.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have any bonuses here. Well, I will guide myself for sure.
Isn't it a
I have
DCI
to
roll against Charm Person?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, what's the DC?
It's a DC 22.
Okay.
They're not still enthralled, are they? Or fascinated?
No. That is a 15 plus 9 for 24. So success. She pulls back. Yeah, so it's a success. What happens on a regular success?
It's a success. They're unaffected, but they don't recognize it as a charm spell. They see it as something harmless.
Okay. Then yeah. She just says, "I am willing to race in good spirits to see who is faster, but I will not put my pride up for your amusement or your collateral."
It's okay, Pim. I wouldn't want to ride a coward anyways.
Oh, god damn it, Luna!
I'll turn around and I'll slow walk.
I'm gonna follow and try to be cool about it. But I'm really excited to see what happens next.
Oh no.
Luna, what's your perception modifier?
Plus 10.
Okay. You got a 16 against
Way to hit
her
you.
21 to notice as she quickly just snatches your sword from your hip. You just hear the blade unsheath, sing, and she turns and she says, "If you believe you are so fast, then prove it." And takes off with your sword. And she's running out of the camp with your sword in her grip. And she is... And you can chase after her if you like, but she gone.
Well, I'll instantly use the Ziggy hook to attach.
Okay, so what we are going to do here is we are going to enter into a chase. So
Yay!
A chase is another subsystem. We didn't actually test out the influence subsystem because with the entrance you guys made, these people are already friendly and, you know, it's silly that they wouldn't. But the chase subsystem, the way the chase subsystem is going to work, Luna, is essentially you are going to be competing against her to see if you catch her. It's not about movement speed. In Pathfinder, chases are more like skill challenges. There are different obstacles that you are going to have to overcome. Basically, if you both are succeeding at the obstacles, she will stay ahead, right? If she fails at one of the obstacles and you succeed, you catch up to her and you can attempt to catch her.
I'm gonna catch that chocobo.
Okay.
It's happening.
All right, so we are gonna go in then to obstacle number 1. Luna, she snatches your sword from your hip, and as she takes off, there's just a cloud of dust as she starts to gallop away. The other centaurs see her taking off, and they all kind of begin to close ranks as she calls out something in a language that is unfamiliar to you. The centaurs have been all speaking common thus far to you all, but as she makes her call out, you see the others kind of turn and look towards you as they start to get into your way. So you said you were going to try to chase after her with the Ziggy hook. You can still do that, but now there is a group of centaurs in your way. So you will have to succeed a DC 17 check to proceed to the next obstacle. Each success awards you 1 chase point. A critical success will award you 2. For this first obstacle, you need 2 chase points to get past the centaurs.
Then if I can't attach it to her, if the other centaurs are coming in to block me, like any of them on the side, can I use my Ziggy hook to attach to them to kind of launch me forward?
Sure. Yeah.
So, attach and like...
Yeah.
Can I do something? I don't know if this is turn order thing, but I have a spell that I need to cast.
Okay, you can... Well, let's have Luna go first, because she is kind of the only one in the chase for real, right? But you are very close to the beginning, so I'll give you a chance to go ahead and do something here.
Okay,
But
just one
keep
action.
in mind, keep in mind, if you do this, right, that is going to essentially take up one of Luna's chances here. So let's say, I just want to be upfront. If you fail, then Luna, the only thing Luna can get would be a success rather than a critical success, because you're taking up one of her turns. And the Sia will probably get further ahead. But you can go ahead and try. If it's successful, it might work and you might auto-succeed, and then Luna only needs 1. But if you fail, then Luna does...
Well, yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it.
Go for it.
This is so I see what's happening. I get really excited because there's some action going on, and I start dancing a really fast jig, and my feet are moving faster than you have ever seen Tim's feet move before. I'm dancing at a super lively tempo, and I'm going to give both Luna and Sia a 10-foot status bonus to all speeds.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my thought here is that...
Yeah, let's hear this.
Hey, it's been announced. 10-foot speed to Sia and Luna. Okay.
Well, my thought is that Ziggy hooked to grab the sword or try to get to her.
Well, if I can't attach to her, I'm trying to see if I could use it to
You're launching off of a
launch myself
centaur.
over the
Yeah,
other
so-
centaurs that are coming.
Yeah,
in
so
to
you can
block.
attempt
So
that.
my hope is that you would use it to get on her back, and then the speed bonus would take effect so that she would buy into the legend that I just lied about.
Okay. Well, she
Um,
got the speed bonus. Luna, you are making your attempt. Because you're using your Ziggy hook, I will allow you to, for the Ziggy hook to attach, is that a crafting check that we have on the stat block there for the Ziggy hook item? Or how do you attach it onto something? Like an attack roll?
Let's see, to anchor the grappling hook, make an attack roll, the secret trait against the DC depending on the target. But
Okay.
does that mean you have to do it?
That means I have to do it. Okay, what's the attack modifier?
It depends. I think it might as well just go with crafting, I guess.
Yes, what's the modifier?
So crafting would be plus 14.
Okay, that's going to be then a 24 on your first one, so that is one success. The DC was 17, so it's not a critical success. So you get one chase point. I'll say Pim's spell was not one that had a sucker save effect, so it'll count as one success as well. So yourself and Sia are speed boosted by Pim as you launch yourself. The Ziggy hook shoots from your hip, catches onto the chain of one of these centaurs who are starting to begin to stand in your way, and you zip up to him, kick off the shoulders, and you are chasing after Sia. That'll bring you to the next obstacle here in the chase. As you're chasing after Sia, you get to the edge of camp. As you get to the edge of the mound, there is a scree slope, right? So very loose stone, very loose gravel that kind of leads down off of the mound. Sia is just kind of bounding across the gravel. You're gonna need two. That's a success for Sia. You're gonna need two chase points here. So you can use athletics, acrobatics, or survival to try to navigate this. Or if you have a different skill in mind that you think you can use to navigate this, you can go for that as well. The DC is 20. Critical success will get you 2, which is enough to pass this obstacle.
DC is 20, critical success will give you 2. Did acrobatics or athletics or something else?
Survival.
Or
Those are the ones I
survival?
have kind of like on the stat block, but I'm also willing to take other things. Like you can,
It's loose gravel on the ground, is what you mentioned?
Correct. Yep. Very loose gravel. Very tricky to kind of run downhill on this.
Yeah, I guess of those, because I can't use the hook on loose gravel. That's not going to turn out well. I guess I'll try and do acrobatics of those 3.
Okay, go for an acrobatics check.
That is not good. I want to burn my last hero point.
There goes the last hero point. We in it now.
Another dice. Ugh. That is an 18.
18, that is one success. Sia also rolled an 18. Or you had 18 total, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Sia rolled 18 on the dice, and then plus the acrobatics modifier of 12, because she's very fast. Did get a critical success, so she is on to the next obstacle. You need one more success on this to get to the next obstacle.
That is 27.
27 is a success. Okay, so you do make it to the next obstacle. As you make your way down the hill, you kind of slide at the bottom and you start sprinting again after Sia. You can see her off in the distance. She did quite well on the screen. As she is making her way, you can see that the two of you are making your way now around the dried up watering hole. Up ahead, you're approaching that mesa that's on the other side of it. Sia's looking to kind of cut within the mesa, between the mesa and the watering hole, and as she's making her way towards there, you can see the heat shimmering off of the sand. Suddenly the wind picks up and several flaming tornadoes, like dust devils, begin to just right up ahead, and she quickly kind of pumps the brakes and cuts back towards around the outside of the mesa. And that is going to be one success for her. But because she's now going around the outside of the mesa, she is going to be taking a longer route. So we can also split routes on a chase. You could try to stay on the inside track here, but there are flaming tornadoes in the way. So you can, you can, for the flaming tornadoes, what do I have here? For the flaming tornadoes, the flame devils, you can try to get past them with nature, arcana, or occultism, so one of your magic casting options. You could also use perception, and I also anticipate that because the mesa is next to it, you could potentially use like your Ziggy hook to attach onto it, so I also had crafting in here as well.
I think of those, I'm gonna try and use my arcana knowledge.
Arcana, okay.
Trying to avoid it.
Sure.
Come on, dice. That is a 24.
24 is a success. It's not a critical success, but it is one success. I think, as you're kind of running up towards this thing, you have ice spells, don't you?
Yeah, frostbite.
Yeah, so you have frostbite, right? So, probably kind of coat yourself in some ice as you kind of dart into the flame tornadoes, and you're kind of pushing through the other side. I need one more success to see if you get through it. If you critically fail, you do go back a point.
That is a 27.
27 is a success. You make it through. So you pop out the other side. You guys all from the far side. You can see as Luna and Sia are making their way towards the mesa. Luna just kind of cuts through these flaming tornadoes that have spawned, and as she cuts through the other side, you see a little bit of steam coming off of her. But she seems none the worse for wear. But Luna, because Sia went around the mesa and she did not roll very well on her checks here, you do have the advantage as you get to the. You can kind of imagine like she kind of went the long road and you just kind of took the short road.
Yeah, cut inside.
You cut inside, so you can see as she's coming up towards you just on your left now. So you can attempt to grab her here with an attack roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and attach her with the Ziggy hook.
Ziggy hook. Oh, that's a check for me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty decent roll. I rolled a 15.
Plus 14.
Plus 14 for 29. Yeah, that's gonna hit, right? So yeah, you attach with the Ziggy hook as she's kind of coming around the side. You emerge out of the flames. Yeah, she's looking back, thinking, "Ha, gotcha!" Right? And as she looks to the side, Luna emerges out of the flames, frost kind of covering her body, and she shoots the Ziggy hook out and flies through the air and catches Sia on the right forearm. And Luna, you reel yourself in, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you've got her kind of caught as she's trying to continue to run. Yeah, it's very Attack on Titan. She's continuing to try to run as you're attached. I need an acrobatics check from you to pull yourself in.
That is a 22.
22. That is a success. With a 22, you zip through the air attached by the Ziggy hook, and you connect on. You grab her by the shoulders, and you are now centaur surfing. You're standing on her back.
Yay!
as her arm is kind of pulled back by the Ziggy hook, she is running as fast as she can, full bore back towards the camp. And you all see Luna surfing on a centaur, who is waving her blade frantically as she approaches back
faster,
to camp.
faster.
Oh my God. Yeah.
She is going to crank the brakes super hard and try to roll to end here, as she's just kind of annoyed more than anything. I need one more reflex save from you, Luna.
Oh. Natural 20 for 34.
Oh. She chucks herself. She chucks herself to the ground. Like she almost tries to judo roll as a centaur, where she throws the shoulder to the ground and tries to squish you underneath, but you just hop right off. And as you do so, you do manage to pluck your blade back from her hand, and you all see as Sia rolls into the other side of camp, and Luna kind of just alights onto the ground. Maybe a little flourish of the sword. I don't know. Up to you.
Yeah, just put it back into the hilt, and then I'll just. Ooh, that was fun. Walk back to the group. Just treat it like an attraction ride.
Oof. You see, as Luna comes back towards to regroup with the rest of you, the other centaurs are shocked similar to how they were slack-jawed when you guys arrived, they're similarly slack-jawed at the moment. Sia looks so disappointed in herself. She spits on the ground, dusts herself off, and walks away behind one of the tents and disappears into the camp. Luna, you rejoin your party.
Pim's just gonna make a big. Oh, sorry. What did you say, Luna?
No, I was just gonna say, shouldn't have took my sword. But I'll go to you and like, for a huge high five moment there.
My man.
Thanks, Pim. Turns out centaurs faster than horses.
I'm gonna turn. No, never mind.
Guys, why do I feel like you just committed a crime of some kind?
We were testing a legend.
It's true.
You see a lot of disturbed looks being kind of shot in Luna's direction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's around this time that Conroe comes back up. And you can see a couple of Terrafants and a few centaurs have dragged the Bullet's body over to the camp. And Conroe greets all of you and says, it seems you found the camp all right. We have brought back the kill. In just a few moments it will be prepared and we can eat.
Yes.
If eating is still something you are all
Dinner.
interested in.
Of course.
Very much so. In fact,
Sounds-
I think more than just eating, we should celebrate.
Well, a celebration perhaps, but we don't want to cause too much attention. These are dangerous places to be too
Fear
obvious.
not, Captain. We'll have a discussion momentarily. Let us all rest. I'm sure you need a moment to clean up from your travels to acquire the boulet. When would you like to prepare a proper, feast, per se?
Our hunters will get to work on this creature, and they will prepare something soon. As for meeting with me, may take a few moments to, as you say, make myself more presentable. And then my tent is just over there.
Perfect. We'll see you shortly.
Okay, Conroe
Captain, we'll
walks
have
up,
a
yeah.
moment.
Is the whole group together, or are you just pulling Lycus aside?
I'll pull the whole group together as
Sure.
I'm like kind of looking sternly at Luna and Pim.
Okay.
But as they're walking up, just before I start talking to the captain, you both do realize that we're in a tentative political situation. And if I remember correctly, you just disrespected the honor of one of their tribe. Of a small tribe that has been through so much.
No. Hold on. She stole Luna's sword first.
And the sword is
ran.
the soul of a
Now
warrior.
what were you thinking? Did you provoke them to steal a sword?
Of course not. That's something Pim
I don't believe
and
I.
me, Lunasra, would do.
Yes, it is
We were just
exactly what
talking.
you, Lunaz,
No,
were.
no.
Me, Lunasra Elwins?
Yes,
Never.
you,
I'm
Lunaz
diplomatic.
Elwins.
I am educated and didn't want my information. Alright, that's not related to this, but I'm still a little... no.
So, because you felt slighted, you decided to spit on their honor, and now one of their tribe has walked off. Now we
I
must
think you're
make
rushing
this
to
right.
conclusions.
To be fair,
I just watched you
See
roll
the-
into here, and they spat on the ground and have slunk off in there. We saw everything and all the faces of this tribe. We worked so hard. Everything was so perfect.
But
And yet
Edenor,
you must go. We'll
damn,
discuss more
no,
later.
you look like an angry dad.
A little bit.
What's your face
You know what?
doing?
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
But how did I look on the
No,
centaur?
say bad. Luna, you looked really cool.
We'll have further discussions later. Lycus, the rest, both of you can listen as well. Pim, you're already aware of this because we had our discussion, but this village they require hope. And as we've learned in discussions, they're looking to move towards the jungle. I mentioned the Frog Grove, and I'm nudging them in the right direction. Suzir will lend their word for us, but I think a key thing is that they're afraid. They're afraid of these gnolls. And they require a bonfire to consecrate this land. Granted, they won't be staying here, but I think we need to reassure them that we'll deal with any that come forth. I think that should be a thing that we bring up with Conroe.
Very well. I think
They're aware of
we
what
offer-
we did as well in fighting the Monarch. I brought that up, and it
wow.
has gained us some brownie points.
All right. Well, when we talk to Conroe in a second here, he seems, and from what the others have told me, he seems scared of being the leader. I don't think he's going to want to take any major risks.
Well,
But
of course he won't.
I think if we make a bit of a spectacle of it, it might help force his hand.
I do have a speech prepared as well for when we eat, but we should, have maybe some of the crew have some wood handy, so we may, prepare a little bonfire and have it ready for an impromptu display, right? So we'll bring it up, and I have a few words to say when we sit to eat. But
Alright,
we should
I'll try to
definitely
convince-
discuss. Yes, we should definitely discuss with Conroe.
Try to convince him. I think this could work. I mean, if we offer not only to play guards, if you will, for tonight, for the festivities, but offer to just fight off the incoming enemy, how can he complain? And worst case scenario, if they need to escape, everybody gets on the ship and runs.
Yes.
I think
Well, I don't think there's escape necessary. We need to show strength here. I think we should go discuss this with Conroe. Una, don't do anything. Maybe bring what we discussed and purchased from Zypho to the ship. Bim, could you please soothe the indiscretions that Luna just had? We really could use not have an incident.
Yeah, will do. I also have a song that I have prepared that I think will really inspire the tribe to keep faith and move forward and thrive, not just survive.
Yes, I agree with that. Actually, I would love to, after the tribe provide a few words, I'd like to lead it over to you to, have your poem or song performed.
Sure.
And just for awareness, trying to remember, my memories are. Oh yes, do you have the ability to conjure a pan flute?
Of course.
I think that would go quite a ways towards laying them, because the pan flute is precious to Fenrir.
Oh, good call.
Very good. All right, now we have our tasks of get Conroe together, hopefully remove the stain of dishonor to that poor Centaur.
Sure, you don't need me for diplomatic reasons. I can
There
help.
is no
Nope.
stain.
Oh,
She dishonored herself.
Should
She started it.
that-
I'm serious. She challenged us. I'm dead serious.
Okay, that's fine, but Make it better. I don't care what you have to do. Make it better.
I always do.
I know you do. This is why I'm having you do it. Luna, don't break anything more.
So Edenor and Lycus are going to go see Conroe. Luna is going to not break something, or are you going with?
I'll take. I'll. Let's say I guess
trade.
I'll. No one wants the items on them right now. Let me be clear on that part, because then I'll bring them back to the ship for the items from the that we traded
From the
for.
trade.
That we for the trade.
Oh, yeah, no. Let's just, I mean, take it back to the ship, I guess.
I'll take the mask and use it as like a middle piece for my coat to hold it on.
Nice. That's awesome.
That way it doesn't keep falling off, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Also, I grab Luna's shoulder and like whisper in her ear for a second. Not saying to do this, don't do this. But before we leave, later, much later, if you can manage to steal back any of our items that we traded, I'm not gonna... Just keep an eye out.
You sneaky boy.
I wouldn't say anything, but just
Who are you going to frickin' frame? We're the only people here.
See ya.
Frame
We're
Sia.
gonna frame. Yeah.
Oh, poor Sia.
You mad at us?
Ego is too big anyway.
Okay. All right. So Luna, yeah, you have your orders.
So yeah, for now I'll take the items back and I'll kill some time, like 1 or 2 hours or so, because I figured they'll be like building the bonfire and stuff. That'll take some time. So I'll use any like that free time to put towards some crafting stuff, adding the rune.
You would think they'd build a bonfire, but they are not building a bonfire. Centaurs are anti-bonfire at the moment.
Right, no fires.
Man, they're anti-fun.
How are we gonna cook this meat?
Yeah, you're gonna eat raw bullet. That's kind of the plan.
Ooh. Maybe we can
Just bring some wood.
dry it and salt it.
You could probably look for like, I think Edenor just said bring some wood. Yeah, if you wanted, you could probably find wood around if you guys were interested in starting a fire. But otherwise, I mean,
Don't have to start it yet.
okay.
Oh, that'll put them in danger. Apparently the gnolls look for the smoke.
We know.
It's part of the plan.
We
Oh,
want
we're
them
gonna
to come to
defend
us.
them
Yeah.
and look really cool. Yeah, got it.
Do you guys want to start finding bonfire wood?
I mean, we
Yeah.
could have the crew look for some too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll put the crew on task to like find some, find bonfire wood. Luna, you're taking the items back up to the ship. Lycus and Edenor, you are going to go talk to Conroe, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then Pim, you're looking for Sia. Okay. Pim, I will get to you first because that's going to be the...
No.
You're not? I thought you said you were looking for Sia.
No, that's what Ednor wanted
Oh.
him to do.
Oh, okay. Pim, what are you going to do?
I'm about to perform.
Oh, that's right. You're warming up. Okay. Pim and Luna go back to the ship, and Pim's warming up in her cabin. Or wherever you want. You warm wherever you like. Okay. Then Lycus and Edenor, the two of you enter into Conroe's tent, and you can see Conroe has quite a number of like trophies, nice weapons, nice armor. You can see again these folks tend to collect various pieces of armor and make use of them, but Conroe's is particularly seems to be nicer than the others. Apparently, being chief has its perks. But yeah, as you guys enter, Conroe is, in the process of removing a breastplate and reaching for a rag, and it's a dry rag, just kind of like wiping sweat and stuff off. You can see he's kind of like pressing it up to some wounds and stuff that he had sustained during the battle. And as you all enter, he goes, "I trust you find the Voldine tribe to be gracious hosts."
Yes, quite lovely. Your shaman and Edenor seem to have taken to each other, and I find a lot of people here quite enjoyable. But I don't want to spend too much time talking about pleasantries. We want you and your people to join us to some extent, to join our allies. They are a small group with a resource that will provide water to anyone and everyone. And while they're not weaklings by any means, they are small, and a force like yours to help defend them and yourselves. I know that this is a lot to ask. You are looking for basically a new home, and I'm asking you to make our home part of yours. There is a lot that goes into this. You would be entering into a established domain with its own politics and its own leaders. But we would give you plenty of respect for the position you hold.
Do you know, I imagine you've heard something of the nation in the savannah.
Yes.
And the danger it poses to
have.
our people.
We've been made aware, and we think we can help with that too.
That is a intriguing proposal you offer, Captain Lycus, but I am concerned that it sounds like my people will be merely soldiers or servants of yours. Can you assure that we would be governing our own issues?
You, the people of the Frog Row, would work together. No one above another. You would represent your people. The Pond Mother would represent hers. Make decisions together. I do not believe in hierarchies of that manner. Even us, as leaders, we merely represent the wants and wills of our people. We do not control them.
This place and allied, a place with resources as you described and allies to assist us, certainly seems in the best interest of me and my people. But it almost seems, how you say, it looks to kind of you, Adenor, and Lycus, and it's a little too good to be true, as it was.
Conroe, if I may speak.
Yes.
I had a good discussion with Suzier. And I greatly empathize with the need to stay close to the gods. You know, people need hope. And those of the Pantheon, those who follow the true way, we must help each other in these dark times. We're extending a hand because we believe you are good people. And we have a place to call home. Now, I recommend that you reach out and take this offering. Because your group, your tribe, is formidable, even though it's small in number. But without, some of those basic needs, I can tell that your people are suffering. To get that hope, to have that water brings life, right? It brings the area back to its natural state. To give your people a place to call home and the freedom to do so, while having the ability to practice, to make the ground sacred once more. Sure, it may not be the plains, but it is a new home. And maybe one day you can return. But we mustn't live in fear of these gnolls. We have fought and defeated the monarch. As you notice, the moon is gone. Well, I was a vessel of Erenar. My crew here stood with us, fighting in another plane of existence, to defeat the monstrosities, to bring hope back to this world. But to make something change, to bring something anew, we have to have courage. And you will have to be a strong leader.
We're not just offering you a new home. We're offering you a true alliance. Our people need help with protection. Your people need help with resources. Together we can create something safe and beneficial to all of us. We can help grow everything. The world before, was it always so kind to you? But we could build something better than that.
A better world. It is a appealing prospect. At this point.
If you're still on the fence, I understand the worry. You know, there's a lot of challenges we face. Maybe we can help alleviate some of that worry. You don't want to have draw attention from the gnolls, right?
Correct.
That's why you don't. Let's call them. Let's light a fire. Let's have them come to us. Your people can stand back and stay protected. We will eliminate the gnolls that come. Show you what we can do for you.
That's funny. I thought you were serious about this alliance. But if you call the nation here, then this alliance is going to be over before it even began.
Conroe, you have to take risks.
At this point, we'll have you guys roll diplomacy. One of you can choose one amongst you to lead the roll, and the other can aid. Or I can have you both roll, and I'll take the average.
I have a plus 11 on diplomacy.
I have a, let me check, also plus 11.
Okay. I have 3 hero points.
Natural. Yeah, 3 hero points.
I don't think we can use more than one, but I have as well.
Okay.
You want to both roll? We take the average?
Yeah. Could I actually persuade using religion?
I would say so. There was a religious tilt to your thing, about restoring hope and having faith. Yeah, I could see that.
Okay. That's a plus 12. Okay. So I'd like to roll it if you're cool with that, Ollie.
Yeah, I can. If you're doing religion, I can aid with my diplomacy.
So you'd have to aid. You'd have to aid with the same roll, with the same skill.
Oh. No.
Then we can both do diplomacy, and then.
Yeah, that seems like a good.
Okay.
All right. I'll throw a roll. So we'll take the average.
We'll take the average.
All right. I'm gonna use it here.
I mean, well, if you're both rolling your own thing, Max, you could roll religion still, and we'll just take the average with the religion.
Okay.
Sweet.
I don't know what you just did to your audio, Ollie, but it sounds much better.
I think I got a little too close. Yeah. Okay, I'll stay.
Sounds like a different.
Yeah, it sounds like a different mic.
It sounds like a different mic.
Yeah.
It may have been my shit has been funky. For like 2 minutes, my headphones just weren't working, and I didn't understand why. And I was like, I hope nothing's happening.
Yeah, you sound completely different right now.
Yeah. Okay, what'd you get for rolls?
I got 19 plus 12.
19 plus 12
Dang.
is 31.
Mhm.
Jeez, Pathfinder.
I got a reasonable 26.
A reasonable 26. So 57 divided by 2. Average is a 28 and a half. That's a good roll. That's a good set of rolls. It's a persuasive
Bravo.
argument. That's really quite good. Conroe will he sits there and he says, I was worried when I first became leader of this tribe that I would not know what the right choice would be. And I have seen my people, since that time, begin to waver more and more. And I've been making decisions based on what I feel would keep them safe. But seeing them in this state, it's hard to believe that it is worth it. I believe you are willing to protect us. And with your ship, perhaps you may prove me wrong. I must confer with my council, though. If you could be so kind and send in Zifo and Zuzania.
Of course.
Okay.
And then, remember, freedom comes from within. As I walk out.
It sure does, but we're gonna spread it everywhere we go.
Okay, spread our freedom everywhere we go. All right, Zifo, America. Zifo and Suzia head into the tent at your beckoning. I just kind of want to speed up time a little bit here.
Yep.
They are in the tent for a few moments. While they're in the tent, because it's going to take a few moments, do you guys want to get your bonfire ready? Like collect wood and stuff?
We'll collect wood. We won't build the bonfire yet. Just have it like handy. It's like, oh.
I think we should build. I think we should build it, but not light it. And when they say we're good, ignition.
Okay.
Well, we
Do you build it in the center of camp?
can't let our speech go. No,
Yeah,
that's.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. Luna
I
and
mean-
Pim, we'll say you guys got your stuff over, and we'll have you guys join the group here again. You don't need to any rolls or anything, and I think we didn't do anything too crazy. Pim, you're feeling pretty good about your song?
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Okay. The bonfire is not lit, but the source of it, the fuel of it, is all kind of prepped and piled in the center of camp. You can see, as you were all working, the centaurs are initially curious, then they go from curious to concerned as realization hits. But seeing that you are all not backing down, seeing just how comfortable you are, and I would say the crew of the Merry Folk they're now, ashore. They haven't been ashore for a while, and I think they're in pretty good spirits considering that they've got food again. They're, that you guys have done some major things, right? The Charauka, the Cockatrice, the Bullet, and now this. I think the crew has also been kind of inspired as well. So the centaurs are looking at this, and they're looking at these pirates, who seem to be thrilled about their freedom as they prepare for this, sacred ritual. Conroe and the other two emerge, and Conroe sees the pyre kind of being built. There's a smile on the face of Zuzia immediately, and Zifo kind of looks curiously from Conroe to the crew. You guys say anything as Conroe emerges, and I'd say the look on his face is one of shock.
So are we ready to light this thing?
I
We
think
would
it's a
only
good
light
time
with
for
your.
Pim to start her song,
line.
actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I think before it's okay with you guys, before anything happens there, Pim would like to do this one last ditch effort to inspire and convince everyone with the
Okay.
song.
Okay, go. So,
So she summons an ensemble, casts some magic, some green dust and smoke emerges, and from when the dust clears, it's a woodwind ensemble. So there's a bassoon, an English horn, an oboe, and a pan flute. And the three double reed instruments are kind of backing up the pan flute. So the pan flute is sort of like the central instrument. And she begins by gathering everyone around and introducing herself as Pamelian Knuckle, and starts the song. And it starts by kind of weaving in this sort of mysterious tone about the centaurs and their the trauma they've experienced and the disaster that has struck their homeland. And it moves into sort of their philosophy on life, their protectors of balance, their connection to their homeland. And the next verse kind of moves into what it means to have a home and what it means to reclaim a home that has been taken from you. The next verse is about being uncertain about the future and not knowing what's to come, but having faith in whatever you believe in, that you're strong enough to survive it. And then she goes into the last verse, calling out specific individuals in this tribe. She refers to Sia the Bold, the fastest centaur in all the land, Conroe the Just, Zuzia, the Faithful, and Zepho the Great. And how collectively they are able to withstand any challenges that come their way, including the apocalypse. And there's a beautiful pan flute solo at the end that sort of wraps it all up. And then the music stops.
As the music stops, the camp is fairly silent. Because as you were playing, Conroe and company emerged from the tent, and Conroe caught the rest of the song, and as the final note hits, eyes kind of go from you, Pim, to the pyre, to Conroe, and Conroe looks at you, Lycus, as you looked back, and the first words that were kind of said in the camp were, what was it? Are we gonna do this?
Are we gonna light this shit?
And Conroe looks at you and a smile kind of cracks his face, and he goes, let's light this shit.
Luna, I make a little fireball. Let's do it.
I want to say just a little. I don't want to ruin the moment. I was doing treat wounds in between there. I just want to. Okay, we skip past that. Just so you know.
Okay.
We're in present time.
Perfect.
Yeah. Ignition.
Yeah, we should like put our hands together, make a huge fireball, and just chuck it.
Oh, just like a Dragon Ball, just like that, and it just forms up.
Yeah, between us and just.
Okay, hang on, I got you. The two of you put your hands up, the flames kind of sit in the center of your palms, and as they combine together and you thrust them into the wood, the flame erupts and the fire, the fire goes, it catches almost immediately. The pyre lifts. You see the wood begins to crack, right? And as the wood cracks, cheers erupt amongst the Centaur community. People are, this is the first proper bonfire that they've seen. And as you guys see these guys celebrate, you realize just how important this was to them, and the hope that it is instilled in them. As they begin chanting, they begin clapping. Pim, there's an applause for you and your song, and they begin to cook the bullet on the fire, and I think we're going to end our session with you guys having a very lovely evening, dinner and the likes, all of which you know, it's a night for celebration. It's been a long day, starting with the cockatrice into tracking down the treasure to the Bullet's lair, to the magic, and then to this event here. And I think this is where we're going to end your guys' day for the 29th of Alizaros in the Centaur camp, where you guys have quite an event ahead of you. My friends, before we finish our session, I got 2 more things for you. Thing number 1. With this night, once this night has passed, you guys all just go to bed. If you guys have any, you know, scenes or anything you want to do, we can absolutely fit those in at our next session. But with your long rest, you will all be level 7.
Bitchin'.
So please go ahead and level up your character sheets.
Already done.
Already done.
I'm already Tracer.
I'm already Tracer. So you guys are all level 7 going into when we come back from break.
Nugget.
And I think, you know, that morning, what happens is... What was that? Okay, so that morning, Lycus, you've had a kind of a celebration for the evening and stuff, right? It's been a pretty rowdy night. Drinks passed around throughout the night, you know, throughout the celebration. I'd say Sia showed back up at one point and offered you a drink, Luna. You know, as a show.
I was actually gonna say I was gonna go towards her. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that night of the party, we'll say the two of you kind of bury the hatchet a little bit. You know, as even she is inspired, and you know she kind of meets you with some grace. And the two of you kind of exchange beverages. But Lycus, that following morning, you're standing on the deck of the ship. You know, the ship is floating in the air. For whatever reason, you didn't have a great sleep. But as you look out over, and I say morning, keep in mind it's still bright sunshine. It never really changes.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just after the rest. You know, you're up there and it's still hot as hell, and you're thinking to yourself, shit, it's gonna be another day of hot landscape. You know, you look down, the centaurs are moving about their business, but there starts to be quite a bit of activity in camp. The Terraphants begin to move around a little bit restlessly, and you start to hear you see Zuzia run out of her tent, and she begins kind of calling around to the rest of the camp as the Terraphants are all now at like full distress as they're stomping about. The rest of the camp is now alive. The centaurs are down there trying to calm the Terraphants down, and you see Conroe come out, and he yells out, "Captain, there is danger coming!" From your position on the deck, Lycus, your eye can let you see pretty far away, right? Your scar?
Yeah, like 4 miles, some shit.
Like 4 miles or some shit. You look out over the horizon towards the east, and you see a cloud of sand. You see billowing black smoke. Roll us a perception check. Let's see if you see anything else.
All right. That's going to be 26.
26. With a 26, you make out a hulking large form in the sand, something ginormous rolling towards you. It's, for all intents and purposes, Lycus wouldn't know really what it is, but Ollie, what I can describe for you as a person is that it looks like a giant tank is rolling towards you guys. As there seems to be a heavy artillery vehicle that is rolling towards across the savannah. You see the trees are just getting crushed underneath the threads of it as it's approaching.
I don't know, that's not danger, that's a party. Everybody man the stations. Get the cannons out. It's time to fucking fight.
That's where we end the session. All right,
Nice.
Guys, great job. So in a couple of weeks, we will return where your ship faces off against a tank manned by a bunch of gnolls as you all try to protect some centaurs. Guys, great work tonight. Friends, before we head out, let me change the music, give us something a little bit more fun. Friends, before we head out, would you like to just say who you are, where we can find you? It's a very different theme. Starting with Hannah.
What up? Sorry.
I gotta fix this music. Music got me.
What up?
So it was playing in the background, and I was like, I don't know what's real.
There we go. This is better, Centaur, for close out. Okay, Hannah, let's try it again from the top.
Hey,
Cut.
what's up? I'm Hannah. I'm here
Cut
in
it.
Peninston. I've been playing Pamenia Knackle, our bard performer, charming little gal. And I am excited to play again and fight the nation. Right. Tune in next week for Unearthed Inheritance. Same world, different crew, different campaign.
Mhm.
Also Pathfinder.
Mhm.
All right. Passing it off to Luna. Nigel. Sorry. What's your name?
Yeah, Luna, but played. Nigel played
But I
Luna,
played Nigel on
the
TV.
legendary Centaur rider. Book it. It's now been done.
This was like Tales of
Just
Arise.
like
You gained
Hannah.
the title.
Yep, the title has appeared. Now I get like a +1 for Centaur riding in the future.
Oh, God.
So, find me in the same places as Hannah, and then I'll pass it off to Max.
I'm Max, played Edenor today, Another exciting day of being able to spread the good word, and excited to deal with some godless heathens in this next session. So, it'll be great. Excited to see y'all next time. Ollie?
All right, everybody. So, like I've said before, my name is Roland Alejandro Gonzalez Enriquez. I've been playing Lycus. And thank you all for watching and following. I saw a couple people followed.
Thank you.
Keep it up, because we got a lot of goals and a lot of desires in the future. You can see me again in, I think, just Friday? Yeah, Friday. We're
Friday.
going to be playing Terra, and I'm going to be running that. I have a particular brand of DMing, which is called Fuck Around. It says fuck around the whole time.
That's awesome.
So come hang out, watch that, get to see David as a player, and Nigel continue to be just as just of a fucking weirdo. That's always...
He's not
Sorry,
wrong.
Nigel.
He's not wrong. That's an accurate assessment of the campaign.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's runs a campaign that it runs a game that I made myself called Terra Mahia, yeah, follow me on I started a Blue Sky account under Lycus Stratus, so who fucking knows? Maybe that'll take off. I'm not very good with social media, so who cares?
Yeah.
All right, finish us off.
All right, guys. Yeah, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. My name is David. I've been your GM this evening. You catch me here as the GM of Sandsea Saga, or you catch me as the GM of Unearthed Inheritance as well. As Hannah mentioned, another Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign set in the same homebrew post-apocalyptic world. You can also catch me as Jin, the electric cowboy shield man over at Terra Mahia on every other Friday. And then over on Tales Archived, you catch me as Whistle, the hobgoblin fighter in the Known Realms Telesh campaign. And some other things I think are coming down the pipeline. So keep your eyes up and open. We are happy to have you here, and we look forward to seeing you again. And this will be, Sandsea will be off for a couple of weeks, so we will be back. What's the date on that?
Oh, I can pull it up real quick. One second. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
20th?
It's gonna be 27.
27th. Yeah, 27th.
May 4th. May 27th.
27th.
Final answer.
Yeah, 27th is when it'll be
April.
back. Yeah, April 27th will be when Sandsea's back. But next week we will have Unearthed Inheritance. So we'll see you guys then. Friday we'll see you guys for Terra Mahia. Bye, everybody. Lots of things to watch. See ya.
Yep.